Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marion.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. It's another day of playing Modern Horizons.
Yes.
Modern Horizons Modern. It's a weird turn of phrase.
a little bit.
But there's just so much to explore with this format. We've had now a couple weeks with it. A lot of, a sort of a metagame is starting to form, really.
Yeah.
The first week or two was kind of wild west. There was a lot of hype around certain decks, notably the Asmar Food shell that has evolved considerably since those early days.
Or even like Grief Ephemerate. I think that was the first hype. And I have been playing a decent amount of Modern now in leagues, and that deck is just bad. Like, actively bad. And we were all so worried about it. I had multiple times where I either like Grief Ephemerated on one or got Grief Ephemerated on one and just like won or lost very easily from the respected side. So it's not as hyped as I thought it was going to be, that's for sure.
I'll be starting today with a Grief Ephemerate.
Oh, oops, I'm sorry. I didn't actually look at your list.
You're right that combo, I do think it is quite powerful. We played it on Versus, and you had it, it was good, but the issue is that the shells that it's gone in have not been.
Agreed.
There isn't a good home around it. So the deck that I'm playing today was from the top 16 of one of the challenges, the deck that I'm starting with at least, was from top 16 of one of the challenges last weekend, and is an Esper Stoneblade list that looks a lot better than the typical sort of Orzhov Blink shells.
And that it was a mild dagger at your first deck, but it was really talking about specifically just the black-white shell. I think is a lot worse. When you get blue in there for some counter spells and stuff, drastically improves your deck.
And this is a list that is going pretty hard on playing Orzhov gold cards and trying to find some good ones. Tide Hollow Scholar is the one that everybody has had.
Yeah.
This list also gets to play Vindicate. It plays a couple Priest of Fell Rites, which is pretty reasonable, rebuying a lot of the creatures from the deck. And it is also playing Dakkon, and that's part of the blue splash in the deck to make it Esper. So a lot of different ways to consistently evoke grief early when you have Ephemerate or Malakir Rebirth, which is also in the list. But ways to do it with pretty reasonable cards. We're not playing Callous Blood Mage. We're not playing, just weak black cards so that we can consistently, or more consistently, evoke grief early.
Yeah.
So with that card quality being higher and still having that powerful turn one play of Grief Ephemerate, this list looks a lot more promising to me than the previous decks that we've seen.
Yeah, it's so sad to me that Dakkon hasn't seen a little bit more play. We didn't think it was going to be like unbelievable or anything, but it's really proven that Modern Horizons 2 with what I would consider the best cards being like Ragavan, Urza Saga, Asmar, are kind of all in proactive shells. It seems like it's really hard to be a reactive Planeswalker control deck. Like, I think one of the best Planeswalker control decks is like the Jeskai Stoneblade deck, and that's very proactive, and it just happens to have Planeswalkers,
Planeswalkers at the top of its card.
Exactly, yeah. So it's sad that Dakkon hasn't been better so far, and we'll see if it's okay in this matchup, but I imagine it's not necessarily the best in this matchup. But I'm going to be playing the Enchantress deck. This is a Nea Enchantress list that's been popping up, playing Blood Moons as really the only red card. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't been impressed when I've played against it online. A lot of decks have found ways to beat the solitary confinement lock that used to just be unbelievable before, and it's just, you're dead. There's so many ways to get those sticky permanents off the battlefield now. You can even, there's creatures like Questing Beasts that get to ignore the effect, and there's plenty of decks that can win through confinement. So
that's why the lists that I've seen of Enchantress that are doing well, and I've been surprised, you usually see, in challenge results, 1 to 2 of these decks a weekend. Yeah. They're always poking around. They haven't cracked
always in the top 85 or so. Yeah, really shining numbers.
Yeah. They always show up somewhere in that top 16, top 32.
Yep.
And the lists that are doing the best are ones that are loading up on ways to protect their battlefield position.
Yeah.
So they're all playing for Sterling Grove because that's protection and tutoring.
Yeah.
But the original list that I saw, like week 1, that top 16 or top 32 to challenge was playing 4 Greater Oromancy. So it had 8 ways to protect, because once you get 2 of them, now you're fully protected. And it wasn't playing any sort of, it was basically playing all enchantments.
Yeah.
Like Mesa Enchantress as another card draw card, things like that. So really leaning into that protection aspect of the deck.
I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, this list is playing 5 of those cards, only 1 Greater Oromancy, but still a solid number. And I think those are going to be really important, because the Esper deck certainly has plenty of ways to deal with enchantments, between Skyclave Apparition, Vindicate, Teferi bouncing them for a key turn, and rebuying those creatures with Priest of Fellrights and things like that. So, definitely not solitary confinement by itself is far from game ending in this matchup.
Yeah, it used to be, if you play one of these like hexproof enchantment cards, it was enough of buying you a time where, like, when they find, or they just don't have enough ways to deal with enchantments in their deck, where they would aim one piece at that card, and then they're just like, okay, now I got to find another one to actually deal with your big problem enchantment, and then you just find another protection enchantment, and it gets pretty tricky. The one thing I love about what Grove, the green-white Grove, is that if you target it to remove it, you just get to sacrifice it. The fact that you can sacrifice it not at sorcery speed makes that pretty awesome. You just target, you go find another one, So leads to some nice things. I think that's like my only hope in this matchup, is to always leave open 1 mana when I play that, and just hope that I can always keep searching it up and you don't pressure me too hard.
Definitely a powerful addition. I'm a little worried about this matchup, to be honest, because I don't have a great clock outside of like Calder Complete with Stoneforge Mystic. So there are going to be games where I have a good amount of interaction, but you just draw so many cards that you might be able to overload me that way.
But honestly, you make up for it with just your mana base being perfect. Like, that's one thing that we for sure make up with. So
I'm not going to draw the Nimbus Maze.
We were talking trash about Nimbus Maze for the entire beginning of the show.
Not going to draw it.
Not going to draw it. Refuses.
Okay. I see the marbles on your side.
Yes.
Studio, so I don't know what kind of switcheroo Rob pulled while we were gone.
Thanks, buddy. I'll give you that 20 after the show, okay? Thanks.
I guess I get to go first. So
yeah.
I got a reasonable hand I will be keeping.
I'm going to try it.
I will play Shambling Vent.
All right.
Another perfect element of the mana base.
Yes. All right. I have an Abundant Growth. I will draw a card, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, let's sack Flooded Strand. My life total is pretty expendable in this matchup, so I'm going to go to 17 and get a Hallowed Fountain.
Wait till you get to 15, and I Emrakul you to death.
Yeah, I don't think me being at 15 is going to be a big issue about Emrakul killing me.
Whatever, man.
We'll get a Hallowed Fountain. Now my Nimbus Maze is perfect. Now my Nimbus Maze is just a Tundra.
That's true.
Set myself up perfectly.
What were we talking trash about? That card's perfect.
I'm going to cast a Tide Hollow Scholar.
Okay. I got a pretty good hand. I got a lot of things.
Okay, I'll take your Prismatic Vista.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
I'm in your hand now. So, what do I want to take here?
I wish this card would just be errated to just be like 2020. Just put 2020, solitary confinement. We were all in it.
I think the 2 options are Sterling Grove and Utopia Sprawl. Corey's hand is pretty land light, so that's the motivation for taking the Sprawl. The Grove, though, just messes with me so much. And I don't have a great clock, so trying to cut Corey off of mana doesn't seem like a plan that I can implement with my hand. So I'm going to take the Sterling Grove.
Alrighty.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. A draw. I'm going to crack this. I think I basically have to get a forest here. It doesn't matter too much with having Abundant Gross aplenty. But I'm going to first go to 19. And I'm going to add green Utopia Sprawl here for white. And then play Sanctum Weaver.
Yep.
Past you. Utopia Sprawl was supposed to be the first land. I played them in the wrong order, or drew them in the wrong order. One of the two.
I will attack for 2.
I'll take it.
17 all.
Yep.
I'm going to fetch to 14.
Okay. Emrakul's lethal.
I want to get another black source here so I can hardcast Griefs later on.
Okay. Good
Pick off a
grief.
Shrine.
Good grief.
Second black source also is going to let me activate Shambling Vents.
Okay.
Attack.
Very important. Remember when that card was just like a stock 4 of in lists? Shambling Event was so good at a time.
In Standard.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not playing Standard right now, Corey.
I know. It's been so long since we played Standard, but Standard is just not great right now. I'm so excited for the next set to be able to get back to some good old Standard. As long as this set called Thronable Drain is not shadowing it.
Okay. I'm going to evoke a Solitude, exiling Ephemerate. There's not really a good reason to use the Ephemerate.
Okay, do I gain toughness or power? I forget. I'll gain 0.
It's exile.
I'll gain 0.
Because I want to free up my mana here to vindicate the forest that's Utopia Sprawled.
Wow. That's incredible. You had to tank for that turn? That's like unbeatable.
I mean, I was fetching.
All right. Done?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm dead.
Plus, what would versus live be without me slow rolling you?
Abundant growth. I'll play a land. I'll pass to you.
It's a land.
Unreal. Yeah, Utopia Sprawl is not great against the Vindicate deck, huh? Yikes.
Okay. Play a Flooded Strand. Get in for 2 again.
I'll go to 15.
15.
Now you're dead to Emrakul, Corey.
Yeah.
I'll play a Dakin that enters on 4.
Okay.
And let's crack the fetch before we surveil.
Okay.
I guess I can just get Watery Grave
Okay.
tapped. So I'll be at 13, and then I will plus to surveil 2.
Okay. I'm scared.
2 unknowns there.
God, my next turn would have been so good if you didn't deal with both of the. I just need you to just deal with one. Just play one thing that dealt with something and leave me with the rest.
Leave 1 on
rude.
top with the Marsh Flats in the graveyard.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I'll crack the Heath.
Found another land. That's pretty important.
I think I can safely just get a Plains, and we'll slap one of these down. Pass to you.
Yeah. I'll play Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
Let's get a Cauldra Complete,
Okay.
wherever it is. Oh, it was the top card of my deck.
Nice. It's not the best one to draw.
Agreed.
I was playing a league yesterday with Jeskai Stoneblade, and I think I had that card in my hand like a higher percentage than some of my 4-ofs. It was quite impressive. Still 5-0 easily, of course. Deck's
course.
broken. All right.
Then I will plus to surveil 2.
Okay.
Definitely putting the Nimbus Maze in the graveyard.
What are you talking about? That's an untapped Hallowed Fountain.
2 cards in hand right now.
3 cards.
Well, yeah, 2 unknowns. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not sure if this is good enough at this point.
Okay. Ditch it. It's a grief.
It is what it is. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the graveyard.
Okay.
Then I've got a Priest of Fell Rites, and I will attack you for 2.
Okay. I'll go to 12.
Pass the turn.
And I mean, it does bring it back, right?
Yeah.
You can bring it back? Yeah, so that's not bad. What is the ultimate? You get an artifact, hand or graveyard on the battlefield. You don't have any of those in your hand? Oh, okay. All right, I'll draw. I suppose I'll start with an Enchantress's Presence, draw.
Yeah.
And I'll pass to you.
I think Corey missed it, chat. I think Corey missed it.
What did I miss?
That you're dead. Activate Shambling Event, -6 this, put in Calder attack.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, what am I going to do? Like solitary confinement?
Play solitary confinement. Then you have presence confinement.
Yeah, that's not great.
Instead, I just 12 you.
All right. You got me. Yeah, if I put confinement, that's my only other play, and
Then I just have to start surveilling.
yeah, then I'm just starting to discard enchantments. Yeah.
I had an apparition in 2 turns. So
Yeah.
You would have needed to find either another protection card or another. Oh, there's a Sterling Grove.
Yeah.
But you would have had 4 mana. I'm not sure if you could have.
Yeah, I only had 3 lands, so yeah, that would have been a little tricky, but
Did you have another enchantment that costs under 2?
yeah, I had a lot of enchantments in hand, but
But one that costs 2 or less?
yes.
Yeah, so you could have drawn into the Sterling Grove, played that turn, and then I would have been like pretty close to dead.
Yeah, but the thing is I need a lot of Enchantress-like effects to just keep, drawing and stuff. Discarding a card and not drawing a card, it adds up real quickly.
But you were going to draw 2 extra cards that turn. I think you would have had a good shot of winning that game.
Yeah, there's a chance.
But instead, you had 0 shot of winning that game after poo-pooing my Shambling Event.
Yeah. You got me good. I was like, I'm at 12. There's no way I'm dead. You got me.
I thought you were going to notice as soon as you read deck, and that you would have just done the math.
Yeah. All right. Started off with a misplay. It's the way to do it. All right, Rob, you got any questions?
I do have some questions here. So the first that came up was with the uptick in Stoneforge decks that we've been seeing in Modern. We come to a banned card that I know Ross has been advocating to could possibly come off the ban list.
I'm gonna guess GT.
And GT, yes.
I've been advocating that this can come off the ban list for over a year.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's playable.
I don't think it'd be playable in a Stoneforge deck, to be honest. Like,
it might be a sideboard card.
maybe. I don't even know what it'd be good against.
It kills like mana creatures and like against like hierarch decks and stuff.
yeah,
and
isn't just EE a better sideboard card against those decks anyways?
that's like a one of in Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah. One of in
You get this,
Stoneforge.
as a sideboard card in Stoneforge decks as a singleton.
Yeah.
It kills like Icefang Coatls. It kills Ragavans and sometimes Dragon Rage Channelers now.
Yeah.
Like you can gain life in matchups where that's relevant. It definitely does some things.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, don't bring it off the ban list because it just won't affect Modern at all anyways, like, but I guess let people play with their GTAs for nostalgia's effect. They'd be in the Modern queues for a full day and then people would be like, oh yeah, this card's not good.
Yeah. When GTA was really good in like extended, people were playing mana creatures. They were playing Savannah Lions. They were playing Confidants. All of these one-toughness creatures that you just obliterated with GTA, and there weren't good ways to destroy it. There weren't Kolaghan's Commands and Abrupt Decays and Skyclave Apparitions. And
back in my day, I played GTAs in my deck to beat my opponent's GTAs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. With the old Legend rule, where Legend rule actually just killed your opponent's things. So
that card, that card can easily come off. It should have 2 years ago.
I totally agree. All right, I'll be going first with this unplayable hand, and I'll be mulliganing.
Excellent.
Todd is saying y'all have short memories and don't remember how miserable it is to play against.
I mean, it was only miserable to play against because of the quality of the creatures that were available and the quality of the removal. Now you're going to play against it and your opponent's going to go, okay, 4 mana, equip, and you're just going to like kill the creature.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you wasted 4 mana and I killed your creature, and now you're way too far behind for it to matter.
Someone's just going to go, GT, equip, attack. I'll put 2 counters on my creature, and your opponent's like, okay, Primeval Titan, kill you. Like,
do you remember, did you ever play GTA against Dredge and Extended? How did that go?
Oh God, too
Just
good.
very, very similar to like the Jace discussions, right? You got a group that's like, obviously this is too powerful, and then it comes off and doesn't really do much.
and doesn't do
Jace
much
has
at
been
all.
a decent card.
Oh
in
no,
Modern,
but that's
I
what
agree.
that's what I mean. It's not oppressing the format like
Yeah.
people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep, but it's not great.
My hand was 4 lands, ephemerate, 2 Dakins. For the
Oh,
couldn't quite see on my hand cam.
that sounds good.
I mulliganed it very quickly.
Very quickly. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this card to the bottom.
Are you now?
Oh, yeah. Directly to the bottom. Will not be pass and go.
You know what? I kind of think Vindicate has been an underrated card so far. Like, I don't see a lot of it, but it's really good.
Vindicate is sweet. That was honestly like the best part of the deck when I tried it. I just tried that Orzhov Grief deck a couple days ago on stream, and yeah. How's that one looking?
Not good.
Okay.
It's a keeper.
All right. I'm going to go to 19, get a forest, play Abundant Growth, draw a card, and it'll be your turn.
Okay, it got better.
It got better, of course. Luck Merriam hits again. All right, 19 for me, 20 for you.
I will play a Flooded Strand and pass.
Okay. I'm gonna play a Greater Oromancer. Try to take that out, I dare you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll just kill the forest, baby. I'll crack this Flooded Strand, get a tapped Hallowed Fountain.
Okay.
So the Nimbus Maze in my hand actually does something. I'm at 19.
Okay.
Why didn't they play like a Glacial Fortress?
Yeah.
Like it,
Ross's first hand, and when we were practicing, it was like Concealed Courtyard, Swamp, Nimbus Maze. It's like, nice, dude. Cast that to Fairy.
like, at least if it's Glacial Fortress, you can just play the Fortress on turn 1.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, you could play the Nimbus Maze on turn 1. That was an option.
Yeah, but you can't cast your spells.
Yeah, that's
It's an
true.
important part of the equation.
Yeah.
I got a Courtyard and a Tide Hollow Scully.
Dang it. Well, I think you have to take an option, but it's bad for you either way. But I think Blood Moon was just going to absolutely wreck
Yep,
you.
wasn't beating that one.
Yeah.
So, that'll go right there.
All right. Well, I'll play Grove. And I'll pass to you.
And now I can't do anything.
Yeah. I was like, regardless, that's probably going to be not great for you, but I still just don't have anything going on. So that's also not great for me, but.
Okay, I will attack for 2.
Okay, 17.
I'll play a Concealed Courtyard.
Okay.
I'll play another Sculler.
Okay, yeah, I suppose that still works.
Okay. Only got 1 Sanctum Weaver.
Yeah.
So you're at 17, and I'll pass the turn.
I'll go to 16.
I'm at 19, just for a fetch.
Let's see. Probably don't have any normal duels. I do have a Stomping Ground. Yeah, just in case, I suppose.
You do have the Abundant Growth, so.
Yeah, but just in case you were to destroy that land, and I want to still Blood Moon you. All right. Oh, draw. All right, Blood Moon you. Here we go.
Okay, we got a plan.
Go, Scullers, go.
Attack for 4.
Yep.
You're up.
Down to 12. It's probably a pretty good plan. That should help me a little bit. I'll play this, and I'll pass to you.
Yeah. What I need, Corey, is to not find the card draw elements of the deck.
Yeah.
Though at this point, he can freely just sack the Sterling Grove setup, because the Blood Moon means I can't do anything anyway.
Yeah, you can start killing that. Then you can kill 2 things. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
With all of my red enchantment removal
Yes,
spells?
yes.
Sack for 4. You're at 8.
8.
You're up.
All right.
Doesn't sack the Grove, which is not good for me.
Yeah, no. It's not good for you.
Got a bajillion mana, and that's any one color.
Yeah. Let's go with Utopia Sprawl on green, and I am going to.
And that you would sprawl first.
That just adds more mana, right?
Sure. But like, do you need the mana? You
Oh
need
yeah.
a hardened hand.
I guess I do want to start drawing cards. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So.
Total enchantments or other enchantments? Does it count itself? Any enchantments, yeah.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
by itself, it still tests for mana. That makes sense.
So I'm gonna start by sacrificing this.
You probably want to make mana first.
No.
Really? You just want to throw?
Yeah.
away
Okay.
mana?
I will. I will. Well, I was thinking I was gonna play more enchantments, but okay. So I'll add 5 green. Think I want to get this. There's a chance I guess I just get.
Sithis.
Yeah. Or sigil. I mean.
Oh
Yeah.
Sigil. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just get sigil. That's probably pretty good. All right. So we'll save 5 of that. We'll play that.
Well, no, puts it on top of your deck.
Oh really?
Sterling Grove. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, I misread that card
That's why I was surprised you didn't put it.
Yes. Okay. Well, I screwed this up.
I think we figured that part out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I knew what I drew here. I'm just putting it on top of end step. Okay. I got to read the cards. So that's my draw. 4, 5. We'll play this. And then I'll play this.
Yeah. Make 4/4.
Make a 4/4 and I'll pass to you.
I'm incredibly dead.
Okay.
Can't. I can evoke it when you have no hand.
That's true. All right, so I know what I have to do. I just have to have a bunch of Grove effects in my hand and Blood Moon so that either way, I'm either getting hexproof enchantments forever or resolving a Blood Moon. I think that's like my only key to victory.
Well, I mean, the turn that I played the second Tidal Scholar and you top deck Blood Moon, you could have just found one on the end step with the Grove anyway.
That is also true. Okay. I thought Grove was just a tutor that just put it into your hand, but I suppose that would be absolutely messed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not quite that good.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, helps to read the cards, boys and girls. All right, so we're going to...
I've been playing since Invasion.
Yeah, that's true, too. I don't think I've played an Enchantress deck in my life, mostly because every time I play against it, I'm just hating my life, or I'm like, wow, that deck is so bad. There's no in-between, you know?
There used to be a really sweet one in Legacy that was Simic and would play Cloud of Fairies. You like stacked all the Wild Growths and Utopia Sprawls on one land and generate mana with Cloud of Fairies and start going off. You eventually like lock them out of the game and won with Words of Wilding, making 2/2 bears instead of after you drew your deck.
Okay.
Remember Words of Wilding, the Onslaught enchantment?
Yes,
Rob, you had that ready to go.
I had that queued up immediately. I don't know what you're talking about. That's,
It was part of that cycle. So cycle of 3 mana enchantments, 2 and a color, and each one let you pay 1 as you were drawing a card to replace that draw with some other effect.
Okay.
The green one was make a 2/2.
Okay,
So
make a 2/2 green bear?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that card.
Yeah.
I'm a green bear. There's nothing that creates me, so I need those kind of cards to be good.
You should play that deck. Bring it back.
Okay, absolutely. Well, we are also going to bring back sideboarding here right after this, y'all. We'll see what we got in the sideboard. I'm a little afraid with you taking out some of your, creature removal spells for more hand disruption, but we'll see what I got in the sideboard to deal with Ross's deck. So we're going to take a short break. I'll be right back with sideboarding. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to a Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Naya Enchantress and Esper Stoneblade. My side of things, got a lot of good disruption out of the sideboard between more hand disruption and Thoughtseize and more ways to interact with enchantments on the battlefield with Leonin Relic Warder and Skyclave Apparition.
I'm sorry, is that a Geist? Oh, I love that card.
I want to have a little bit more pressure.
Okay.
A lot of the time, I'm going to tear your hand apart, and then I just need to end the game before you find what you need off the top of your deck.
Yeah.
So Geist of St. Trapt is going to be really helpful in that regard. Cutting a lot of our removal and really cutting the slow removal, because when you play Sithis or Sanctum Weaver on turn 2, I want to kill it quickly, so I'm leaving in Fatal Push. Even though it's the least versatile removal spell, that's all it does.
Okay.
Because I don't see that getting the value of casting Solitude for 5 being more valuable than just being able to kill the creatures early. Dakin, the same thing, and then trimming 1 Malakir Rebirth. I think I said this last time I played a similar deck that this card isn't, and this effect, same with Undying Evil, is not nearly as good in matchups where their removal is exile-based, which is true in this matchup.
Very true.
Can easily trim 1 there. We're down 2 black cards total for Grief, but I think that's fine.
And into your plan of trying to rip my hand apart, I'm trying to not let you do that. Leyline of Sanctity is quite strong against your deck if I can have it in my opener. Having to just cast it on turn 4 is likely not going to be good enough, but we're going to try that. Hopefully it's in our opening hand. Going to take out 2 of the 3 Destiny Spinners because I really don't ever want to play this card except when it wins me the game. So I kind of just want to have it as a tutor target. I'm also taking out one on Thin Ice and not bringing in the last one. Normally this is a card I really want, but when you have like Vindicate to blow up my land, that becomes quite the liability because yeah, you can hit the enchantment with Vindicate, with, you know, Skyclave Apparition and all that stuff. But if I have one of these other, my enchantments can't be targeted things, you know, you cannot deal with Banishing Light or Cast Out, but you can still just hit the land and get back whatever creature. So that becomes a liability, especially if, let's say, there's a Skyclave under it. You hit the land, then take my Grove, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's not cool. So
I think it sounds cool.
We'll get those cards out of there, and I'll hope to have Leyline in my opening hand, and everything will be just hunky-dory. Yeah.
Will it though?
Will it though? All right, Rob, you got a question at all from our lovely audience?
I do, and one that is relevant to your interests, Corey.
Okay. What Yorian question you got?
Oh, no, the other deck.
Oh.
So with Imperial Recruiter, do you think that your cat deck becomes even better?
You know, I have been interested in an Aether Vial cat list. You know, like with Recruiter. I think that's kind of sweet. And yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I don't know what other real good cards I could have, except maybe Ragavan actually goes into this deck pretty nicely. It's just like a Jeskai copycat list that actually has some good aggressive creatures and stuff. I haven't really thought about trying a copycat list, but it's about time. I think whenever a set comes out, whether it's a modern focus set or just a regular standard set, I gotta try to add it to copycat, right?
You get to play, you know, you get to put like a Skyclave Apparition as a tutor target, a Magus of the Moon, an Avalanche Riders, a Sanctum Prelate.
Yeah, you can do Felidar Guardian and Kiki Jiki if you're feeling frisky.
One Kiki Jiki, that sounds fine.
Could even make this a Yorian deck now. Why not? You know, Aether Vial up to Yorian, do some blinking shenanigans.
Yeah, maybe get some Ephemerates in your deck.
All right, we got it cooking. Might have to do this for Tuesday's show. All right, Ross, I'm sure you want to go first?
I do.
All right.
I will keep my hand.
Yeah, I'll keep as well.
Any pregame actions?
I have some pregame actions.
I will play a tapped Water Grave and pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to go with a Abundant Growth, draw a card, and pass to you. My hand is safe.
Crack Fetch, go to 19.
Okay.
Let's get a basic Plains and play Priest of Fellrights.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. Let's go with... I'm going to go with a Sanctum Weaver. Pass to you. I'll go with the Dreamweaver themselves. Did you get the land? Oh, I guess the land's not so bad for you here, but...
God.
Did you need to draw something and didn't?
Yeah, I needed to draw an untapped land.
Oh, that's not it.
Attack
I'll
for
take
2.
It. 18.
Pass the turn.
Did you have a Skyclave Apparition by any chance there, buddy? Okay. I'm going to crack this to 17. And play a Snow-Covered Plains. All right. Then I'm going to go with a Enchanter's Presence.
Yep.
And then I'm going to add 4 green. Enchanter's Presence, draw a card, 1 green floating. I'll pass to you. Not bad, not bad. Can you feel the presence of the Enchantress?
Play a Teferi.
Okay. Nice.
Keep 5 in hand.
5, 4.
4. Bounce the ley line.
Uh-oh. I'm scared. Do you have the Grief Ephemerate plan? I'm scared.
I'll evoke a Grief, exiling a Grief.
Okay. And my hand's not that good.
I will take the Civics.
Okay. Or the same. Oh, yeah, gotcha.
And then I'll pay 3 life and turn the Grief and get the ley line. So I'm
Okay.
at 16.
It's just till end step, right?
Hmm?
It.
No, it just returns it to the
Oh, you just keep it for good? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm at 16. You're at 17.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
Wow. I did not think I wasn't drawing cards this turn. And I'm not, luckily. I'll draw 2. Ooh. Green. I'll add 5 green. White. So 4 green floating. I'll play this, draw 2. I'll play this for my land. 3 green floating, draw 2.
Name white.
Name red.
Red. Oh, and I'm getting Blood Moon.
Blood Moon, draw 2. 1 green floating. Utopia Sprawl on white, draw 2. And yeah, that's all I got this turn. I'll
You
pass
have
to
to
you.
discard the hand size.
Ah, dang it, I'll have to discard. Yeah, we'll toss that one. Pass to you. What was I saying about this deck? This deck is sweet. When you just get incredibly lucky. It's a deck you should be playing, Ross.
Plus there. Attack for 3.
All right, I'll go to 14.
Play Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay, so this is on red, this is on white.
Yeah.
Okay. This is white, this is red. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a plan.
And then I'll play Marsh Flats and pass.
Okay. All right, we'll do this right this time. Upkeep. I'll sack this. Search. Let's go with... I'm going to go with Banishing Light.
Weird selection.
Draw. Yeah, if I... Solitary Confinement, I think there's a world where I could still fizzle. I don't think it's quite ready yet. And I think that is a small chance that I could actually die, so... That's my thought anyways. 2, 3... I'll Banishing Light, draw 2, hit this.
Sure.
I will then add a bunch of white.
9.
7, 8, 9. Then I'll go down to 8 white. Grove, draw 2. Leyline, draw 2.
Now we're at 4 white.
Yep. And Leyline, draw 2. Okay, and I'm done. I'll move to discard. 5, 6, 7. Discard these 4. Pass to you. All right.
Plus to Fairy.
Okay.
Attack for 3.
I'll take it.
Go to 11.
Yep.
Play land and pass.
All right. All right, what to do here? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll play Emrakul.
That's 16.
Well, whatever. One floating. Hooray! We did it. I was like, why on earth is there an Emrakul in this deck? But I guess it's for that reason, huh? Wow. That was sweet. That was sweet.
Yeah. Just needed the ley line. My hand was had Grief Ephemerate turn 1, and you were very bad.
or if you draw a third land for like a Skyclave or something like that.
Teferi and Skyclave.
Okay. Well, what do you think? We got some long matches going on. You want to just move on?
Well, we got a little time.
You wanna stretch this one?
Yeah.
All right. Of course you would. Of course you would.
Really, I just want to Grief Ephemerate someone.
Yeah, I know.
When you play these decks, you've had it, I think, 2 out of 3 games.
I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. If you think about it, though, you legitimately have to have 4 cards, to Grief Ephemerate.
Yeah, but 2 of them are cards in pretty broad categories.
Are they? I mean, land and a black card?
Yes.
Yeah, but still, that has to line up quite well. Your majority of your hand has to be that, and then the rest of your hand has to be functional. Like, I've kept hands where I just Grief Ephemerate, and I'm like, okay, need to draw something from then, and it's just like, okay, they draw cards too, and just draw out of it quite easily. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, Rob, you got a question at all?
I did. People wanted to know if you had any thoughts on the mill decks that have been popping up recently in Modern.
They've been doing well. I've been seeing them 4-0 these preliminaries pretty consistently. We saw it win a challenge like 2 weeks ago. I think the deck is actually pretty strong, pretty consistent. It has very polarizing matchups, which tends to happen with a mill deck. But, I mean, if you get the right metagame for that, I think that deck is extremely good. But
we're at the point where people are putting things like Kozilek and Gaia's Blessing in their sideboard, so that they have that, ace in the hole in that matchup, and those are cards that don't come in other matchups for the most part.
Exactly, yep.
So
I'd be happy to see that matchup. I got a main deck, Emrakul. Get wrecked.
Yeah, and Leyline on the sideboard.
Yeah, that would probably be a good one.
My hand is heinous.
Oh, okay. Heinous hand has been declared. Let's see what I got. This would be a Corey keep indeed, but it's too risky. If you have Grief Ephemerate or even Thoughtseize, this hand is completely wrecked. So I'm gonna mulligan this one lander as well.
Excellent.
Excellent. You got one more in the holster there, Rob?
Yeah. What do you think about Yumori as a companion for an Enchantress deck? Do you think that they don't really need it, or?
Isn't that the all creature thing?
They all have to
share a type.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't work in this because you want the Emrakul. And I think the Emrakul is actually kind of important because if you just get, your creatures dealt with, the Destiny Spinners, and then there's the one Sigil, like if you just get those exiled or discarded, you just cannot win the game. You just absolutely cannot win the game. So I think the cost there is more by not playing an Emrakul than the other way around, personally. And it's just that, when are you going to want to pay 3 mana and then pay 4 mana in Modern for a 4/5?
Yeah, that's my thing. Is the payoff for Umori just isn't worth it. Even if my deck fit it perfectly, I don't even think the companion slot is worth it.
Even if somehow Umori was allowed to use the old companion rules, I don't think it'd be good enough for Modern. Then it's closer. It is closer, admittedly, but still, I don't think it'd be good enough.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Ooh. How's your hand?
Horrible.
Well, yeah, mine's not great either. I think I'm going to keep mine.
Going to 5.
I have a pretty easy putback here.
Did not have a play before turn 3, and I had both Batterskull and Calder complete.
Nice. Well, you got to put one of them at the bottom.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, man. Love it.
Just never going to get to do a fun thing.
Ross doesn't get to do fun things. Miriam has been declared.
All I want to do is Grief Ephemerate, and the one game I have it, you just easily Leyline on a very good 7-card hand. Didn't even have to mulligan aggressively.
But that was me doing my fun things. Me taking away fun from you is like what gets me up in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just stretch, I brush my teeth, I pet my dog, and I'm like, God, I hope I can take some joy from Ross today. Not even take the marbles, just hope I can take a little bit of joy out of your day, and then it's a win, Is that too extreme, Rob?
It seems perfectly normal.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's definitely a keep. The question is just what cards I want to get rid of.
Okay.
Think it's these two. Got to keep these three, my 2 lands and my 1 threat. The question is just what interaction I want to keep, and I think these are better.
Okay.
So, yeah, 2 on the bottom. I will lead on...
I'll lead on this first.
Sure. I'll lead on Flight of the Strand.
Okay. All right. I have an Abundant Growth. I'll draw, and I'll pass to you.
Crack Flooded Strand for a Plains, play a Swamp, play a Stoneforge, get a Caldera.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay, well, good news is I have an On Thin Ice for this. Bad news is I don't have a land. So your go. You want to get a land there too, buddy?
Yep. Forgot that part. It's an important part of the equation.
It is an important part.
Where are you?
It's going to be the world's greatest Vindicate. It's going to be the world's #1 Vindicate.
Oh, that was important. I'm at 19. So I've got another Marsh Flats. Do I want to get the other basic Planeseer and really play around Blood Moon? I don't have a Teferi in my hand, but I think I would like to draw one.
Yeah.
So, well, let's get a Hallowed Fountain. I'll go to 16.
Sounds good.
And then I will play a Skyclave Apparition on the On Thin Ice.
Okay.
Then the Stoneforge comes back and triggers again, and I will get Batter Skull, I guess.
Alrighty.
Pass the turn.
That's trouble. Did I want to top deck a 15 drop there? Pass the turn. I think you might have this one.
Yeah, I think I'm in pretty good shape.
Cut the 1-lander on the draw with Abundant Growth and Leyline. I'm not mulliganing that on a mulligan, that's for sure.
Activate, put in the Cauldron, get a Germ.
Sure.
Attack you for 7.
I'll take it.
Brings you to 13.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
Pass the turn. You got it. Yeah. A nice dumpster of a game there. Yeah, nothing like forcing a game 5. All right.
Saying I forced it is a bit of a stretch. Maybe you forced game 5.
I didn't say you forced it. Yeah. I said forcing a game 5. My deck forced the game 5. You know what I was talking about? Having that Emrakul? That Amori was looking even better there, so I didn't have to draw a 15 drop. Don't really want to draw that one unless I'm drawing 3 or 4 cards a turn. That's about the only time. All right, let's shuffle up our game 5. Then we'll move on to round number 2 here. We got a lot of fun other decks. I would say most of the time we end with our more obscure ones. I think we started with it this time. We kind of have our more powerful decks coming up next in the last 2 rounds.
Both of us really gaming for those marbles.
Yeah.
Want to have a strong match 3 there in the holster.
Exactly. Got to defend the sweep, or you gotta go for the marbles. All right. Yeah, I think I can keep this.
Sure.
I have no pregame actions.
Okay, well, you're on the play.
I'm just debating what I want to play here. I'm going to go with Utopia Sprawl on white, and I'll pass to you.
Concealed Courtyard, that's easy.
Okay. Blood Moon on the top. Blood Moon on the top. I probably can't even cast it. I probably don't have a basic mountain.
What am I taking here?
Rob, do I have a basic mountain in this deck? Probably not, huh? Thank God. That would be bad. Sorry, do I have a snow mountain? I should rephrase my question.
Taking one of the 2 drops. It's just
Okay.
a question of which one.
Abundant growth is safe.
I want to take the Sterling Grove, but that just sort of like it runs the risk of the Sanctum Weaver getting 1 turn to go crazy, and you're going to see 3 cards between now and then, 2 draw steps and the Abundant Growth. You know, you'll be able to play one of those 3 anyway, so it's like one other card. I think I'm going to take the Sterling Grove.
I think that's correct.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I will. Crack this.
Fetch brings you to 19.
We'll just get a basic forest. All Abundant Growth. Sanctum Weaver, and I'll pass to you.
Tap Talent Fountain. You're up.
Would you say this is a good sequence of draws? All right. 3 white. Sigil. I'll play Utopia Sprawl. Naming white. Get a 4/4 angel. And I'll pass to you. Not the best, not the worst. Go, Ari, go.
What am I supposed to do?
Probably Thoughtseize me. Check out what's going on in hand. Make sure the coast is clear.
I'm going to play Teferi and bounce the Angel token.
Makes sense.
Pass the turn. Jesus Christ.
All right, I'll play this, make a 4/4. And I have a Temple Garden, and I'll pass to you.
So you've drawn spells,
Yes.
and I've drawn 5 lands to start this game.
Ooh, how many lands did you start in your opener? Hopefully 5,
And
so
if-
you're up to 10.
Play Shambling Vent and
That's a creature as well, so you're fine.
Skyclave Apparition, the Civics,
Okay.
plus Teferi and pass. I need a lot of bricks.
Well, I guess it's not a brick, but it's not great. I will attack Teferi and play Solitary Confinement. Pass to you. Let's get a good one.
Actually, yes. It's one that shouldn't have been on my deck.
Yeah.
Just missed it while going through.
Nice, nice.
So, good job, me. Gonna crack this Marsh Flats. Not sure if I want to get second Plains or Swamp. I think I just want to get second Plains. 'Cause if you Blood Moon me, I want to be able to Skyclave Apparition or lean in Relic Warder.
Okay.
And then I will pass the turn, I guess.
Okay. I'll get rid of that. Draw.
Yep.
Solitude, huh? We figured it out. All right, I'll attack.
Game 4, please. You go to 23, I go to 13.
Yeah, 23. You go to 13.
Yep.
Solitary Confinement. Let's go. Here go. I'm very afraid of Ephemerate now.
Play a Watery Grave and a Batter Skull.
Okay.
Get a Germ and pass the turn.
All right.
Brick once, please.
Is that Vigilance?
No.
That's too bad. All right, I'll attack.
God damn it. I'm at 5.
I'll play one of these. I'll get an Angel, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play a Silent Clearing and sack it.
Okay. You do have an absurd amount of lifelink.
Okay. But it's not enough. It's literally because you haven't bricked a single turn.
You're saying me drawing good has impacted you winning the game? I'm shocked.
It's exactly enough.
Yeah.
Because I'm at 5, I can get 7. So I have to move the Batter Skull over to the Apparition.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that, I guess.
Okay.
And I've got to attack with both still.
So you wouldn't advise me putting my Arilax here, huh? Okay.
I would not.
Yeah, I'll block there. Do I want to take 6? I'm at 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just block there.
Yeah, I gain 9, go to 14.
Yep.
You go to 17.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay. How about an Emrakul? 6, 8. All right, I'll attack.
I'm at 2.
I'll pass to you.
Now I still need to draw something. Yeah, because I fetched the plains and not a swamp, I still need to draw something.
Okay.
That's unbelievable.
Why?
Because I drew Flooded Strand instead of a black fetch land, so I can't Vindicate a 4/4 and activate Shambling Vent without taking an extra 2, which negates the 2 extra life that I gain, because I also have a shock land, because I've drawn every land in my deck.
Yes.
And I couldn't Vindicate last turn, so I was literally a turn late on Vindicating the Sigil.
Oof. So you're saying good game?
And yeah, nothing to do here. Yeah, I'm dead.
All right. Getting one more Angel. Yeah, that was a nice little cheese victory. I think that's exactly how Solitary Confinement was supposed to be played, right?
3 mana 4/4 Angel.
3 mana 4/4 Angel, protect you from lifelink for 1 turn. It was important. The 1 turn was Solitude. I guess I had the 4/4, so you wouldn't have wanted to attack anyways. But
I mean, I guess it's my fault. Maybe I took the wrong thing off the Thoughtseize. Maybe I'm supposed to need to take the Sanctum Weaver.
The one play
I'd give you the 1 turn with it.
The one play I think you had available to you instead of moving the Germ over is just attacking with Shambling Vents. You could have gained enough there. You gained 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
You go to 14, same. But I can't block Shambling Vent, so it's kind of a free attack.
Why can't you block Shambling Vent?
Well, I can't kill it because I have the 4/4. I already have to block Solitude. That's my better block.
So it's the same 6 points of life, but then I'm set up with only 4 points of life next turn instead of 6.
Yeah, I guess unless you... I mean, you could have played something that turn. You would have had an extra 1 mana. Yeah, okay,
So
all right.
nothing to do with
it was the same then, yeah. For some reason, I thought it netted you a life, which then would have put you 1 above, but...
And having the 6/6 on later turns is better, right?
Yeah.
Because then I instead of having a 4/4 Germ, I need to keep activating Vent to get up to 6 life points gained each turn. I already have that rolled up.
Yeah.
And I could get up to 8 if I needed to, which I might have needed to had I, Actually, like if I had that one, if I had fetched Swamp and was able to get Plains there, then I'm attacking you and gaining 8 and killing an Angel. If you brick off with some lands, you're attacking for 8, I'm gaining 8.
Yeah.
And now we're even for a couple turns.
Or if, God forbid, instead of one of those planes, you would have drawn Mazavith, so you already would have had that white source all locked up. Then you would have been like, okay, I need a swamp for here. Well, I will say, Ross, normally I give you grief that you get lucky. I think I got a little more lucky this time. I drew 5 enchantments in a row that last game, and also like snapped off Blood Moon one of the games. Like,
granted, they weren't very good enchantments, but I needed you to draw lands.
Yeah.
You were drawing like Abundant Growth into something else. You could have gone off, and also just drawing the Sigil to set up to begin with is,
that was probably pretty good.
The best possible payoff when I give you a turn with a bunch of extra mana.
Yeah.
Like just in Enchantress's presence, that's fine. You draw a card off of it, but it's not nearly as good as starting to make 4/4 angels.
Yeah, I think it would have been close, but probably better if it was like instead of Utopia Sprawl Sigil, it was like double Enchantress presence or something, but it had to be on that level. It had to be like 2 very good permanents, or like Blood Moon Hexproof Grove or whatever, but yeah.
But that's a lot of what this deck does. You do set yourself up to have a lot of good top decks, but you have so much redundancy, and you have now Sterling Grove to tutor through your deck for things. So you can find those card draw spells with the Sigil a lot more reliably than you might expect. And that means that you really do need to put this deck under a lot of pressure. The Esper deck's curve was a little awkward. Like, I had a lot of 3s. I kept getting stuck with like Skyclave Apparition and Teferi. Not much to do on 2. I guess part of it is just my draws. Like, I have Relic Warders and Tidal Scholars and Stoneforge Mystic. I just never really had them on turn 2.
That's the problem that I see with these Stoneblade decks. And just after playing Jeskai Monkey Blade, I'm just like, okay, it is the best Stoneblade deck, and it's not close. Because you have Ragavan to either play on 1 or dash on 2. You have actual Counterspell on 2. You have Prismatic Ending, which is a great 2-drop. It's excellent.
I mean, this deck should probably have Prismatic.
It probably should. But I'm saying it has a lot more proactive 2 things to do. And then from 3 on out, you're reactive. From turns 1 through 2, you have insanely powerful proactive creatures or removal spells. And then 3 on out, you just have the best control elements, as well as activate Stoneforge if you don't do anything and that kind of stuff. Just leads me to like that better. But, shocking everyone, Ragavan is a pretty good card. And print it out.
This is another deck where Ephemerate is a kind of mediocre card, right? We're playing the good news is that we got to the point where we're not playing bad cards to enable it, but we also haven't gotten to a point where Ephemerate is really attractive. There are the evoke creatures, the incarnations, but hitting Stoneforge Mystic and getting another equipment is often just overkill. Once you get Calder or Batter Skull, you're in pretty good shape. And blinking Tidal Scholars and Skyclave Apparitions, unless you're doing it with the trigger on the stack, which is hard to set up because you want to be playing all your cards on curve. Ends up being a little awkward. So just sort of an awkwardly curved deck. I like multiple times. I just needed you to sort of have one bad turn. And you just never did. But this is modern. Like people don't have bad turns.
Exactly. And honestly, you say like you've eliminated the bad cards. You just named bad card after bad card. I mean, like Tidal Scholar is not at the power level of modern. Skyclave Apparition is a very good card in some matchups, but it's one of the best sideboard cards, I think. I don't think Skyclave is that good in the main against that many decks.
I think Apparition's
I think that's closer. It's definitely closer, but it's not like you're naming Ragavan, Stoneforge Mystic, Amulet, or Primeval Titan, all these Jace the Mind Sculptor. Like, there's great cards in Modern, and you're naming good cards, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a believer. And honestly, even after still playing Enchantress, I'm still not a believer in the deck by any means, because I think it is very easy to take advantage of. I got lucky. I legitimately got lucky to win there. And I think enough decks have ways to answer the enchantments where this is a deck that snowballs. And when you disrupt a piece here and there, it looks really bad sometimes. But when you can snowball and you don't get interacted with early, sure, it's all right. But,
I think leaner deck you're gonna have trouble with, like the Ragavan decks where you don't really have good ways to interact with that card.
Yeah, on thin ice is not bad, but you
have very few. You have what, 3 of them? Do you have all 4 main
Ragavans?
No, on thin ice.
Oh, no, it was 3-1.
Yeah,
3-1.
okay. You've got something at least. So. But not as much as other decks do. I think that one of the main benefits of this deck is that Solitary Confinement is quite good against the red decks, like the Prowess decks.
Yeah.
They just don't really have ways to answer it. And so you can take your time to set up a battlefield of protection and play Solitary Confinement and then start drawing cards and kind of lock them out that way.
I mean, is it like that's what our big discussion behind the scenes that we took forever, and it was kind of funny. It was like Ross's idea was to play this matchup, and I'm like, no, let's try this against Is It Prowess, which is going to be our next deck, and we both like explained our points why we think it's going to be a better match, and Ross is like, all right, I like your idea, and I'm like, you know what, I really like your idea, and we're like, now we're arguing for the other cause, but came to the conclusion that we just thought Enchantress was going to lose to both, and I just think Is It Prowess would be a little bit too fast, but maybe not. The thing is, like, my O2 creature, awful. Yeah. Awful. My creatures are bad, but just the enchantment side of it could be good, but I'm just interested to see how good Solitary Confinement is against these aggro decks, and if it's good and fast enough, because I can't picture it being played earlier than, like, turn 5 to be, like, a win, like a consistent win. And maybe turn 4 if it involves Utopia Sprawl. I think that's really important in those matchups, but I don't know.
I think you'd be surprised. I think that card can come down pretty quickly.
All right. Well, anybody who's played that matchup, let us know in chat how it feels from either direction, because I'm curious, and I'm not going to play this deck in a league. So here we are. All right, everyone. Rob, do you got one last question at all before we go to our next round?
Not before we head to the next round.
Okay, perfect. Well, we are going to take a short 5-minute break, everyone. We'll be right back with round number 2. What are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing a little Is It Prowess, this time featuring Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Is It Prowess? Okay, yeah.
You got the Asmore.
Oh, yes. The
Demir food.
The Demir one, yeah. This was from Kane Reinhardt. Is that how you say his last name? Okay, I wasn't positive. Top 8'd the challenge and then lost to Canister. I was watching Canister stream just because it was really entertaining. And Kane was also streaming, so I was tuning in and out. And this deck looks really good. And people that have been playing the blue-black version compared to the blue-red version have been saying a lot of good things about it. And I'm really excited to give it a shot. So 5-minute break, y'all, and we'll be right back here with round number 2 here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Ballmeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite ones sent over to us. We are continuing Modern because Modern is excellent and every other format is not as excellent right now. We're still waiting for the D&D set to shake up Standard again. Historic's being dominated by Brainstorm, but Modern is just the wide open world of fun, really. I've had a blast playing it so far.
I don't know exactly how wide open it is. I think there's a pretty well-established metagame right now. There's sort of disruptive Ragavan decks. There's aggressive red decks still. There's Amulet Titan for big mana. Mm-hmm. There's various flavors of food. It's just that the categories are all there, but there's a lot of variation within the categories.
Yeah.
Within several of them. There's not a ton. There is still some variation within Amulet. There's like Karn versus not Karn.
Yeah.
Abundant Growth versus a Sakura Tribe Scout.
Yeah.
Things like that. So there
minor stuff.
Yeah, there are some choices there, but there's a bunch of different variations of food. At least 3. There's different variations of prowess still, though that's kind of narrowing down.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of different fair Ragavan decks. You can be Jeskai with Stoneblade. You can be just Izzet, maybe with Delver, or just sort of Delverless Delver, but that's in style. With a blue disruption, you can be Rakdos based with black disruption, and then you can splash green and be Jund, or you can splash white and be Mardu. So a ton of different variations there. So I think that the broad strokes of the metagame are there. There is still that sort of wide open tier 2, but that's always there in Modern.
Yeah, I don't know, though. I think you're still missing, like, agent decks. There's the Rhinos. There's Living End decks. Like, you still see Hammer Time. You play against humans. You play in a league, and it's honestly shocking if you played 2 of the same deck in a league.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of saying. And, yeah, I think Modern challenges narrow a little bit, but not even by that much. There's still a lot of diversity.
I think there's a pretty wide open tier 2. Like I think I would put the agent decks in a tier 2 at this point. They've fallen down.
Yeah.
I think that's where like humans would be,
especially Rhinos. I think Rhinos is pretty bad.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the Ether Vial decks would be. You see those a little bit, whether they have Imperial Recruiter or they're Azorius.
Yeah,
Merfolk is in that category. Those disruptive Ether Vial decks. So there's a big wide open tier 2. But I think
don't you disgrace tier 2 by putting Merfolk in it? Okay, you leave that at sea level. level at tier 4. Okay, sorry, fish fans, but
It top 16 a challenge this weekend.
did it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I take
still
it all
not good.
back. It's good then. Yeah.
Hey, got a couple dude, Tide Shaper and Svilen.
The one thing I will say is if people are all about Urza Saga, Merfolk is by far the best at dealing with Urza Saga.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things to turn that thing into an island, as I remember watching on Versus when you were playing with Todd.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that was a good time. So
Thanks for reminding me.
you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, like I said, just taking a little bit of joy out every day, and then I'm a happy core. You know, I steal your energy basically. Yeah.
I'm going to need a nap after this.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be starting with Kane's Dimir food list. You know, speaking of all these different variants, one of the challenges was won by a blue-red style artifact deck that played Thought Monitor, played Urza, played a lot of similar blue cards that the food deck's playing, but now this deck is just adding Asmore and the food package and stuff, but still getting some of the good blue cards, Emery, Urza, all that kind of stuff, and I think it's just a much better deck to be playing black for the food package, especially with a few Urzas in the deck. Metallic Rebuke is awesome in this deck, than just blue-red for like Galvanic Blast, stuff like that. I think if you want to be blue-red, throw in some Underworld Breach and just go the grinding station combo. So I'm a big fan of this deck, and I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, Urza has, as you've said multiple times on previous episodes, has sort of fallen out of Modern and is now coming back because there's a bunch of ways between the food engine and Ragavan if you're red,
Yeah.
and still with Gilded Goose if you're green, to create early food, early artifacts, so that the turn you play Urza, you have a bunch of mana available to you immediately, and it doesn't feel like you're playing a 4-mana spell, and that's always been the key. And now we have things that are powerful on their own. They're good without Urza, and Urza's good by itself once you get up to 4 mana. But then when you put them together, they go to a whole new level. So really cool decks. This one's a little bit more interactive, a little bit more controlling, because you got Emery to generate card advantage, Urza to generate card advantage, so you could really play that long game, but also can have some really explosive starts.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can still go turn 1 Asmore. You can still just have these nut draws that the food decks can have. Not as much because you don't have Feasting Troll King. Like, I played the Golgari list from Jerry T. I wrote about it in the What We Would Play, our most recent one. Also talked about it on his podcast. And that has some explosive draws plus a lot of card advantage. This is a little bit less explosive, but plays more like a control deck, and I think that's pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think having early interaction for opposing Ragavans and Stoneforge Mystics and opposing Asmores is really important. So getting a little bit more cheap interaction is really cool. You got some Bone Shards in addition to the Metallic Rebukes, which are cool, and you're going to need that cheap interaction in this matchup because I'm playing Is It Prowess, and this is
scared.
an even more lean Is It Prowess. No Sprite Dragons instead of playing 12 1-drops because of Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Are you playing Delver then, or?
No, just Channeler and the 8 Prowess creatures.
Okay,
12
cool,
1-drops
cool.
and 4 Storming Entities as the creature package. And Dragon's Rage Channeler is really, really impressive in these kinds of decks. Surprisingly easy to pick up Delirium just with Mishra's Bauble because of you surveilling through your deck.
Yeah.
And it gives this deck a lot more card selection. You end up milling over, Lava Darts, which is really cool to set up some explosive turns.
Yeah.
You also just find your threats, find your key cantrips a lot more.
Just manipulate your draws too,
Which this deck hasn't had a lot of. That's part of why Storming Entity is so good, is it gives you a little bit of manipulation that these decks desperately want and desperately need, and now you have a lot of it. So Channeler really impressive here. And hopefully going to be able to lay some beatdowns. Yeah,
honestly, I think I have Channeler as like the 4th best card of the set right now. Like really close to scraping in my top 3 behind Asmore, Ragavan, and Urza Saga. I think it's number 4. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting something, but I really think that card is incredible.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
I am on play.
Ooh,
First card I look at.
Oh, can I be on the play instead?
I will be keeping my hand.
This hand could be a lot of things. Bad right now is also one of them. Oh boy, what can we do here? I think I'm supposed to be keeping these hands, but I can see it working out poorly for me as well. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try
working
it.
out poorly. That's what I like. I will lead on Mountain Channeler.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. It is not the worst draw I've ever seen. I'm going to bobble myself. Okay. Gonna crack this pretty polluted delta.
Brings you to 19.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering if I want to take the pain and get the duel here, or just not really worry about it. I think I still just kind of have to get the duel.
17. Can you imagine what Modern would look like if they banned Mishra's Bauble? It's in like every deck.
It is in a lot of decks. It's like $45, and normally that's not that crazy because I've seen Bobble at like 80, but I just learned yesterday on stream that they reprinted it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. All right, so I'm going to play a drum.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Bobble.
Yep.
And I will pass to you. 2 Bobble triggers on the stack. Well, 1 on the stack, and then I'm going to take a peek at your card. Oh, you can have it.
Okay. I will play Bauble, Surveil 1.
Yep.
This would have been really cool to leave if I didn't have a Scalding Tarn as my second land. So I think I just
You're a little off on your bobble pricing.
Really?
Yeah, it's in like the 10 to 15 range.
15, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wasn't gonna correct it. Don't worry.
honestly, that's what I get for listening to Twitch chat. You know, that's what I get for blindly listening to them and then bringing facts. So.
It might be 40 on Mitgo, but
Yeah.
Actually,
No, that could be.
no. I'm gonna mill this one.
Okay.
This other Bauble. So then I get to Bauble myself.
Okay.
And use that with the fetch land here.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that one. Now I can just get Delirium if I want to. So that seems cool.
Does seem pretty
I'm
good.
gonna dart you and put
Okay.
this creature in my graveyard.
Okay. I'll go to what I'm at 16 then.
And then I'll crack a Scalding Tarn and just get a tap. I guess my life total is mad. I'll go to 17.
Okay.
And then I will attack you for 3. So you're going to go to 13.
Yep.
And then I'll pass your upkeep where we will both draw a card from our
Both
baubles.
draw. Yep. Okay.
13 to 17.
Draw. This is not good for me. I will play Urza's Saga. I will play a Mox Amber. And I'll pass to you.
You're right. That was not good for you.
Well, it's not a good turn.
Um,
I was hoping these baubles turned into a little bit something better, but maybe I just should have mulliganed.
okay. I will play Expressive Iteration and Surveil.
Okay.
Don't think I want that land.
Okay. I do have a plan this game. I don't know if it's going to work, but I have a plan.
Bit of an awkward set of draws, but that's fine.
Okay.
I will attack for 3 with this Channeler.
10.
And then I will play a Fiery Islet and go to 16 and play another Channeler.
Okay.
Get 16 to 10, and then I'll pass the turn.
All right. I will draw chapter 2. Six, 7. They fly. That's a problem. 3. Ugh. One short with that, so I think I only have one play here. And it is land. All right, yeah, I think I have one play to try to set myself up for a win. I'm gonna be dead to a lot of things, so I do not think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna make a construct. And 5. So close. Yeah, I think I can only just play a spell bomb and I'll pass to you.
Okay.
Not great. I was one off from being able to play Thought Monitor to be able to at least create a blocker, but yeah, I died of those. Yeah, yeah,
very dead.
yeah. I had a. I mean, my hand was pretty slow, and maybe I should have just led on Urza's Saga. But my whole plan here was just to have a giant construct, strap up a Shadow Sphere, and hope I can take over from there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was pretty well set with the Unholy Heat to deal with a pretty big construct.
Yeah, that's true.
To be very large.
It was pretty large. I think it was a 6/6 already.
Well, it's ideal 6 damage to it.
Yeah, but you would have had to do it right there. If you wait till my turn, then I can get you pretty badly. So, I mean, you're probably pretty priced in to do it if you can't kill me. But
yeah.
I think that's a situation where I'm on the play. I would have had a solid chance on the draw without any interaction. I think I just had to mulligan. It was double Urza Saga, double Bobble, Daredevil, and Polluted Delta. So I get to manipulate my draw a little bit, trying to find some interaction, but I just think it was too slow.
You just didn't really find anything off the bobbles.
Yeah, I just didn't find anything, yeah.
And if you're able to remove that first channeler, that was the only threat in my opening hand.
Yeah.
And I was able to just use my spells to dig through my deck really quickly.
Yeah.
And I found multiple other threats, and suddenly my draw came together and was awesome. So
yeah.
channeler was incredible that game.
And if I was in the dark, I would have kept that hand for sure. I just had bobbles to interact with your deck. 2 Urza Saga, that's a game plan in itself against a lot of decks. Just play Saga on turn 2, Construct turn 3, get the book, start getting food with the Daredevil in hand, and then the other channeler just get Shadow Sphere and just, obliterate from there. But in this matchup, on the draw, I think I had to mulligan there. All right, game number 2, I'm going to go on the play. Show me the money.
Turn 4 kill from my side. Yeah,
that's pretty good. All right, I'll keep my hand.
That's lucky. I'll continue slow rolling, drawing mine.
Okay, that's lucky.
Yeah. Just want to get rid of viewers with a lot of dead air.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get that memo from Cedric? That's our new MO.
Is to lose customers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That seems totally correct.
Yeah, that's what we do here. I think my hand's got to be a mulligan.
Okay.
If Corey were a different deck where I knew I would be using these burn spells reactively in the early game, then they would be fine. But it's sort of hit or miss if I'm able to do that in this matchup. And this is also a matchup where Corey's endgame is a lot more powerful than mine, so I don't want to be this slow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mulligan this one.
Fair enough. Now, my hand is sweet. Like, looking at this collection of cards, like, it looks like a very strange deck, I must say. It definitely looks like an odd deck, wouldn't you say, Rob?
I mean, a little. At least your Asmores aren't blue anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, way to give it away.
I mean, hey, you asked me, so,
Yeah, that's true. I threw you under the bus.
Did have a question from...
I mean, now that you threw me under the bus, you have to try to pronounce the card. You got to try to say it.
I played the 5th.
Okay.
I did have a question from chat, though.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about 5-color humans? Cedric has been playing, and I believe Jerry wrote about it in one of his articles.
Yeah, so, I watched Cedric stream the last couple days. He went like 4-1 and then 3-2. So didn't do bad. I played against it. I played 2 leagues, one with Jerry's food deck, one with the Jeskai Monkey League, or Jeskai Monkey Blade. And I played it twice. And I went 9-1 over the night, only losing to humans once. And it was with that food deck, and it didn't feel like a great matchup. I think it might have a pretty decent matchup against the food deck, surprisingly. It overloads your Asmores. I thought it would be better for me. Like, right away, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to destroy this. But it was just tricky. It was really tricky.
Yeah, that's how humans has always been. And I actually have I have a build of humans I've been meaning to try out that I think is really cool that plays General Ferris. and then leans more into some multicolor cards. Not super hard into them, so you don't have a ton. But
yeah, I thought Ferris was taking the day off. I didn't know it was still being played.
In that aggressive of a deck, you don't need to make a million 4/4s. So
yeah.
I'm playing Unsettled Mariner in my list. No Kite Sail freebooters.
Yeah, freebooter I don't really like these days.
Yeah. Whereas Mariner's another thing that can throw off the food engine, where you're usually operating on pretty light mana, and if you need to pay 1 every time you're activating Asmore to kill something, or you just use an early removal spell, it's really nice. So I like that they've gotten away from Shardless Agent. I was never really a big fan of that in humans, and people were trying it out early. I think you just want really high impact, and Ferris can give you that.
Yeah.
It's very good in like the red matchups that you can struggle with because their darts are really good against you.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel against Shardless Agent. It was like completely awful against me like 1 or 2 times. And then like the other 5 times it was just like, oh my God, like this is broken. Just hitting like Thalia's Lieutenant off it or something. I was like, oh my God, I'm dead.
Yeah, sometimes you hit the right card. I'm only getting 5 because my 6 had no lands.
Yay. I mean, dang it, man.
So Corey, I think you were way too happy about that Ferris Bueller joke.
Thank you, I was. I was just hoping anyone would have got it, like.
I think
This is coming from someone I don't think I've even seen that movie, to be honest, but still.
Pretty good 5, pretty easy to know which cards to put back.
All right, I got a cookbook. Pass to you.
That's such a shame, Corey.
Yeah, I know.
Canal and Swift Spear attack.
Swift Spear. Okay.
19.
19.
You're up.
End step. A free food. All right, Chris Barone, you're coming to hang. Okay. So what kind of busted play am I going to do this turn? I'm going to start by discarding this and returning it. Then I'm going to play Asmore, search. By the way, y'all, I'm just scrolling through and come on, look at this. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Can I just get paid in 1 Urza for the day instead of my normal rate of Trident Layers?
I mean, you can at Cedric A. Phillips on Twitter probably.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. All right, we'll get the other cookbook. And then what do we want to do? We can either just play the cookbook, start getting more food, which seems pretty good, and go for this a little bit later. Yeah, I'll just play another cookbook and I'll pass to you.
Well, I'm not in good shape.
Are you saying 7 permanents? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's going to be 8 permanents on turn 2 is bad for you?
Got to kill the Asmore, since that's just going to control our battlefield the entire game.
Yeah.
So let's start by taking 1, go to 19, and play Manamorphose.
That's not killing it. Okay, that resolves, so.
I will make blue-red.
Okay.
Then I will play an Expressive Iteration.
Okay, that's also not killing it.
Okay, that's good for me. I hit the bauble.
Okay.
Let's exile that, and then I will cast the bauble.
I better respond. You're getting kind of close here. We'll kill that.
Dead. And I'll pass the turn.
Oh. End step. Free food?
Yep.
Free food patrol.
On your upkeep, I'm going to bauble you.
Okay. It's a good one to know about. Okay. So. Let's go with. I'm going to make 2 food. And I'm going to go with a Thought Monitor. Draw 2. I'm going to play a Bobble. I'm going to Bobble myself. I'm going to fetch.
You go to 18.
Yep. Get this.
Well, Corey, if you stop working for Trident Layers, apparently there's plenty of people in chat who will take up your spot for that.
Okay. Gotcha. 19 or 18? 18, right? Okay. Then I'll attack for 3.
I go to 16.
You go to 16, and then I'll pass to you. Bobble, draw.
I will draw off my bauble.
Okay.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
I will play an expressive iteration. Take 1.
Taking 1.
15.
Yeah, I'll rebuke that. Why not?
Play Spire Bluff Canal and pass.
Okay. Food, food, food. Food, food, food. I am going to start with a attack.
I will go to 10.
Okay, I'm going to go with Emery. Actually, I'm going to go with Spellbomb.
Yep.
Then Emery. Mill. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play this land tapped, and I'll pass to you. Now I have the Spellbomb to give my protection, essentially, to Emery or Asmore. Don't truly care about Thought Monitor, but can kind of do some stuff.
Play Metamorphose.
Yeah, sure.
Make red.
Mm-hmm. See, I think I should have kept a hand that did this instead of what I did last time.
Lava Dart the Emery. Red floating.
Yep.
Lava Dart the Emery. 0 mana floating.
Okay.
Don't have a mountain to flash any of these back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll return Emery.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me know that.
Bolt Asmar.
Okay,
Taking
Asmar is dead.
I'm at 9.
Yep.
And I will pass the turn.
All right, end step. I'll make 2 food. All right, untap. Crunch.
7.
7 to 18. Emery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that might have been silly. I'll make a food. Play Osmore. Search. I think I might have milled the last one. I'm not sure if there's 4 or 3. So I should have did that first, but luckily there's 4. I'll play the cookbook. Game actions. Game actions. Play a Delta, and I'll pass to you. Sorry, Rob. You didn't give us 15 food, so yeah, sorry, man. I know you're not on top of this one there.
I mean, I'm sorry I let y'all down.
Okay,
I don't know what to say.
We're hungry boys, okay?
Sack the islet.
Yep.
Play Bauble.
Okay.
Bauble myself.
Okay. Okay.
I'm dead.
Okay.
If I had found another Bolt there or an Unholy Heat to deal with the Asmore, I would have tried to soldier on, but now that you're getting the Spellbomb back again, I'm just never going to get an opportunity to play a creature before I'm dead.
I was just going to kill you with Daredevil, I'm just going to cast that card. Why not?
Yeah.
Like a 4-2 against you at this stage of the game, like, sure, kill it, it's coming back. I just always hold a card. And honestly, I just bring back Asmore. I have so many ways to just bring back Asmore over and over, which is disgusting. Yeah, that was nice. Shows off the power of this while having some interaction. We don't have cards like Fatal Push because Asmore is your Fatal Push, right? Asmore is kind of your 1 mana Fatal Push where if I want to kill something early, you usually have the ability to make 2 food and go from there. So it puts a lot of pressure on my Asmores. We'll see what I got in the sideboard to deal with your aggressive prowess creatures because they're going to be a problem. So we're 1-1 here. Split it. We are going to take a short break, head to sideboarding, and see who can take down round number 2 here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Izzet Prowess and Dimir Food. On my side of things, Mutagenic Growth is clearly the worst card of my main deck because it doesn't really stop any of your means of interaction. And I definitely want to bring in the Abrades. I decided to bring in 1 Tormod Script. In general, I don't think the card is good in the matchup. Or against most of these food decks. I think you probably want them against lists with Troll King. Though now that you have Unholy Heat, Troll King isn't as big of an issue. But sometimes Tormod Script can stop Corey from looping Daredevil if he only has 1 cookbook. It can stop an Emery to some extent. And it's also just, a cheap artifact for Delirium and a cheap spell. I think that little bit of disruption makes it better than just playing one mutagenic growth. So there's one Dormant Script that's coming in. I wish I had a better card than it, but I don't really want to play Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm not trying to grind in this matchup. I'm trying to get Corey dead. Threads can hit Asmore, kind of, but even then, if Corey just has 2 food, he can kill it in response, so I don't get the creature, and it's really inefficient and difficult to cast.
I don't kill it. Asmore kills it.
Yes. So yeah, and Spell Pierce, just doesn't have a lot of great targets. Most of your spells are very cheap. So Tormund Script is the next best card. I'm not even sure that it's better than one mutagenic growth, but we're gonna try it out.
My sideboarding plan is a large part of me being a coward, and I don't know exactly which one of these cards are worse. So I'm trimming along the edges, as I usually do when I'm just not sure. I'm like, okay, Emery dies pretty easily, so I don't know how great this card is. Urza, it's not really the game plan I'm going for. You have a lot of flyers, so I could even see both of their Urzas coming out. So we're taking out one of those. One of the Thought Casts, because they are pretty slow. Thought Monitor is also kind of slow, though, so I could see Kane coming into the chat and just be like, no, you have to take out all the Thought Monitors, or no, you have to take out all the Urzas, or no, you have to take out all the Emerys. It could be. I don't know. I'm not positive. So I'm trimming along the edges, also taking out one Drum. Drum is okay, but nothing special. Really kind of sets up more busted turns where I just need to be interacting. So I'm going to cut these for Fatal Push to deal with your early channelers. EE is the best card. I wish I had more of them. And then one Spellbomb to actually stop your Delirium and your Lava Darts and stuff. I'm not sure about this either. I think this is just okay. But as a Urza Saga target, I think it could be reasonable.
Yeah. Low opportunity cost because it cantrips. Yep. It's pretty cheap. So.
Exactly. So we'll see.
Corey, based off how you reacted to seeing those Urzas the first time, I'm surprised you're cutting one.
I know. It legitimately pained me because it's so beautiful. I actually just cut one and I just slid it underneath my phone over here. I'm just bringing that home. I hope you don't mind.
Me
confessing on air that I'm bringing that home is probably not great, huh?
Yeah, probably not what you want to do.
You know what? Maybe I'll just put it back in the deck like normal every day. How about that?
But it's good because I've gotten rid of all of our viewers, so you could say that nobody's going to hear it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, touche, Sailor.
That's just teamwork. I drive all the viewers away. That allows you to steal things.
Is this like Ocean's 15? Like this? Yeah. They've run out of ideas,
this
and now
is Ocean's next level.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna go sell the cards to somebody else so you can fund your marble addiction.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them once, man. I'm addicted now. I can't stop. I can't stop chasing them. Oh, all right, Rob. Instead of this nonsense we're spewing, you got any questions?
Don't really have one right now.
Okay, good. I forgot you steered away all the viewers. Yeah. Good call.
I think the chat is just sort of staring mouth agape at the nonsense that's going on.
Yes. What else is in between game time for? Sports analysts, they talk about like players and their stats and like what's cool about the season. We're doing the same basically, but it's just a little more nonsense and a little less stats and valuable information.
Yeah, who's Shaq and who's Barkley?
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know.
He's Shaq, I'm trying.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Well, I got more rings than you. You're right. I do have more rings than you, so I'm in. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. I don't think this is insane or anything, but it's good enough.
Yet another no-lander.
Nice. Why don't you, Corey, keep that?
Did have a bauble.
Oh, man.
Bauble could be anything.
All right, well, if I'm Shaq, all right, I've played Emery before in one of my SCG winning tournaments, and let me tell you, one thing when I win all my events, I have to, I don't know, I'm just trying to brag like Shaq. Every time I hear him talk ever, he talks about how I did this, so this person should also be able to do this, or,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
Okay, I gotta find 6 here. Okay. I will start with a Soulscar Mage.
Soulscar! I am going to think
about what you're trying to do to me. Better think. You might go let yourself be free.
I'm going to go to 19 and get a basic swamp and play a cookbook. I'll pass you.
You know, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't bet too much more than 10.
Whatever you're singing, stop it.
It's Aretha Franklin.
Oh, okay.
No, to Will degree.
That doesn't
Well,
change it.
there goes this VOD on Twitch.
Yeah. Our strike got us good.
Pretty sure I could sing songs. You just can't play the actual file.
No. It should be against the law for you to sing songs. I've heard you sing karaoke.
I'm going to take one off the eyelet, so I'll go to 19.
Okay.
And I'm going to play 2 Swift Spears and attack for 3.
Wow.
I was going to say, if we just let you go, someone's be like, when did they get Bruce Springsteen?
16.
Yeah, you're up.
All right, end step, I'll discard Daredevil. All right, I'm going to play an Emery. Got a Cookbook. And an Asmore. And then I will pass to you.
And draw.
Okay.
I will go to 18 and play Metamorphose.
Okay.
Make red.
Yep. I don't like you doing math already. It's probably not good.
I'll play a bauble.
Okay.
I will bauble myself.
Okay.
I will lava dart the Emery.
It's been lava darted.
I will lava dart the Emery again.
It's been killed.
I will bolt you.
Okay. I'll go to
You got
13. How big are these?
They're 6s. Got a push.
I do have a push, but
Okay.
wow.
Now you're at 1.
Okay. That was incredible.
Pass. Upkeep. I'll draw.
All right. End step, I'll make a food. Yikes. Draw.
I don't know if this was smart, but it seemed like Corey had the push, but
Well, I guess I don't have much of a choice here. I'm going to start by gaining life
yeah, you go to 4.
and go to 3. Get a basic. I have an Emery. A 1, 2, 3, a 4. And I'll pass to you.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Attack.
Don't think I can beat any spell anyways, so I'll block.
Yeah, take 1.
Okay, down to 2.
I'll go to 17 and play a Dragon's Rage Channeler.
You got Delirium?
Yep.
Okay.
It's part of the reason I sacked the dart, although I didn't know I was drawing a fetch.
Okay.
I have myself at 17.
As did I.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Yes.
End step. I'll discard. I'll bring back both of them.
Yep. You have 5 in hand now?
5, yep.
2 of them are Daredevils. Just got a cookbook in there to bring back.
Yeah, cookbook's the only thing right now.
So you can bring back cookbook and gain 3, or you can just gain 4 and have a blocker, which you might need to do.
You mean gain 6?
Gain 6 and a blocker. Then you take 4, so you'd still be at 4. Still be dead to any burn spell.
Yeah, I think I have to... play the spell bomb. And... Rob, how many basics do I have in this deck? That's kind of important.
Just gonna
2 island, 1 swamp.
Yay!
So you're gonna go to 1.
I'm gonna go to 1.
I'm gonna go to 16 and get a tap sneak bounce.
Okay. I go to 1 up to 4. I can bounce that. I still died a lightning bolt, it looks like, but I don't really have a choice. So I'll sack a food.
You go to 4.
4, and I'll pass to you.
You have 3 in hand right now, and I know 2 of them.
Yep.
Only 1 unknown. Looping Spellbomb is pretty annoying.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
It's less annoying when I have multiple haste creatures.
I was really looking for Asmore this game. I think that would have been good. And I mean, I have the ability to get it, but it's just really slow right now.
Draw.
Yep.
I was going to say, I don't have many bad draws, but that was exactly one of them.
A mountain?
A mountain lets me sack Islet and still hit 1 drop.
yeah.
So, yeah, let's attack.
I'll block.
Yeah.
I'll sack and bounce.
Take 1.
3. And lightning bolt.
I'll take 1 to 15.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I'll make it food.
Yep.
How about an Asmore? Yeah, that can be good a little later. Urza Saga. So I can bring back Spellbomb. Still think it prevents more damage, so I do think it is worth it. All right. I'll bring back a Spellbomb. I'll play a cookbook. I will... Yeah, my hand is pretty forced here. Does not have haste, right?
No.
Okay. I will bounce that. I will gain 3.
You're at 6.
Yeah. And I'm still dead to any spell. I don't even know if this is good. Yeah, I mean, it's really all I got. All right, your go. All right.
This is unbelievable. I've just gone 5 draws without a spell or a land, which is a redraw.
Well, you did throw away one of your lands.
I know the 2 cards in your hand.
Yeah. I'll just save you the time. I know what I'm doing. I'm making 2 food.
I'm attacking for 3.
Okay, I'm down to 3.
I'll go to 14 and play Channeler and another Soulscar Mage.
Engineered explosives 1 time. All right, draw chapter 2. It is not that. I have a land. So I can make a construct.
Can't make a construct, Spellbomb, and sack of food.
Yep. I think Emery stays untapped this time. So I think I start with...
So you just make a construct, gain 3, go to 6, take 5. Still dead to any spell.
I think this is all I got. So yeah, I'm going to... It's either that or I play Spellbomb. Bounce. It's the same as gaining 3, to be honest, except this is tapped, so it's actually net negative. So, yeah, I'll gain 3, go to 6.
Yep.
And I'll pass to you. Let's get you Brick one more time.
I can also draw a Swift Spear now, based on how you've played this. So I guess if I do that, you just gain 6 in block. That puts you to 12, and then you take 7, yes. But you just don't... I deny you a construct.
Yep, that's big. Okay. Another land for you, please. Expressive iteration. I'm so excited at what you drew.
It's pretty incredible. So
well, you know what I'm doing for sure? I'm going to make 2 food.
yep. And I will, I think, send with the team. It's either send with the team or send with just Channeler.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to lose 1 Soulscar Mage for 2 damage? That's your price you pay? Yeah.
And I think that is worth it. Yeah, I'll send in the clowns.
Yeah, I'll make a construct.
Yep.
Block these 2. Go to 1.
You're up.
All right, you're dead. You're dead.
How so?
Because this construct's going to be big enough to kill you. So I draw. Chapter 3 goes on the stack. I'll make another construct. I'll get Shadow Sphere. I'll make 2 more foods.
Oh, you're getting Shadow Spear.
Shadow Sphere, yeah, you're dead.
Okay. Then, even if it's not lethal.
Even if it's not lethal, yeah.
I did draw an Abrade.
Wow, you drew so bad. You drew the Nutlow over and over and over. And I cannot say anything about luck this show. You got incredibly unlucky. What were your draws? Okay, so it was 2 Soulscar Mages.
Yeah, so I drew a second land, which is a good draw.
That's
right?
good, yeah.
That's good.
You needed that.
So
then 2
it was-
Soulscar Mage. On the turns where any spell kills me. I think you
Yeah.
had 4 draws, basically.
So I had the bubble draw and the regular draw at 1 land, and it was land Soulscar Mage. And then I had another Soulscar Mage, and then I had third land into a 2-mana spell.
So Tannen has suggested, they used to have the advantage bar for Pro Tours. Could we get a Ross tilt bar? I might need to work on that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. The Ross tilt bar is just verbally spoken. You just have to know to understand the cadences in Ross's voice, where I can gauge if it's a 4 tilt, a 5 tilt, a 10 tilt is very easy to tell, but it's words that can be not said on Versus Live. So that involves some bleeps out. So, all right, everyone, we're running a little low on time, and we really want to play our 3rd match. I managed to take the marbles because I got incredibly lucky. Well, round 1, I got incredibly lucky. Round 2, I think the percentage that you lose that game has got to be like 2% at most. At most. Like, I mean, I'm pulling these numbers out of my butt, but still, like, that was awful draws. Wasn't good. So next up, I'm going to be playing my favorite deck, and I'm looking to play the Insight Esports events on Saturday, and I'm 99% sure I'm going to play this Jeskai Stoneblade deck. This was a list brought to us by Canister. He top 8'd the challenge after he just took 2nd, so he had a nice little double top 8 weekend, and I think the deck's incredible.
And I'm going to be playing a Tier 2 deck on the rise. This is the Yawgmoth combo deck. Been putting up a lot of results recently, but this is Tom Ross's list from the challenge this weekend with a little bit of a twist. So you're going to want to check this one out. It's pretty cool. We're going to take a 5-minute break and come right back and finish out today on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.
And I've never beat this deck ever, so there's that.
Well, you're already up 2-0, so
yeah, still.
No pressure.
Sweet pressure. See you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
We've got Rob in the booth. Say, what's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. Final match of the day here. Corey playing for the sweep. Good thing I am playing a deck he has never beaten in his entire life.
Yeah, still to this day, I have nightmares of Aaron Barrett destroying me repeatedly in the last Open that we played in. And since then, you have destroyed me in it. I've played against it a couple of times on Moto, and I'm 0-6.
Nice.
A gentleman's 0-6, though. Yeah. I've lost with dignity.
You shouldn't play Pauper then either, because they play Young Wolf in the mono green Stompy deck.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I was like, Regavan meet Young Wolf in the break. Like, that doesn't sound great. But I will say one thing about this Yawgmoth deck. I know you're playing a little bit different iteration. You're going to explain this. But it's been doing well. You know, there's a lot of people that are huge, endorsers for this deck. That is not just people named Aaron Barrett or Tom Ross. That's what it was before for the longest time. But now, like a nice Magic Online named Claudio has been playing it. Took second in the challenge. I know you're playing a list that was further down in the challenge, but has been top 8ing pretty consistently with this deck, and it's just a very good creature combo deck, and it seems like the better creature combo deck over Druid, Vizier, infinite mana.
Heliod.
Yeah, or Heliod. I mean, what happened to Heliod? That went from being the best deck to how on earth is it not being played? Are people just like trying new things? Or, I mean, I have not even been seeing it doing good.
Well, I think what happened initially was people started putting cards in their sideboard that could remove a Heliod from the battlefield.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem for that deck because it really just relies on Heliod sticking around the entire time.
Yeah, the whole indestructible clause on Heliod, once there were cards that deal with it, like, I bet Prismatic Ending against Heliod is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Because that deck doesn't have a lot of resilience beyond Collected Company. It doesn't really have much of an aggro plan. It is all in on the combo, and it could do that because Heliod was so difficult to remove.
Yeah.
You had so many different ways to combo with Heliod once you found it. So
maybe all these free creature spells and ways to deal with Heliod is probably bad for them.
So yeah, I think that's been a problem. People just kind of like the deck is kind of a one-trick pony. It doesn't. It's not very adaptable. So once people learned the trick and figured out what the recipe for success was, there wasn't much the deck could do.
And let's get real, it's miserable to play online. Like
another fact.
I'm in the same camp of playing really awful decks to play online. Underworld Breach, Cat combo. They're in the same vein, just not fun to play online. So I get it.
But whereas this one does have a reasonable aggro plan with things like Strangaroo Geist and Geralf's Messenger.
And the combo's fast. Like the combo there doesn't take that long on Magic Online, I imagine.
Yeah. Going through the combo is pretty easy. Yeah. You can soft combo with just one Undying creature and draw a few cards. So you're not dependent on having everything all the time. You can small ball people. And now Tom Ross has incorporated this cool combo, if we want to go to the overhead, Rob, of Ivy Lane Denizen and Scurry Oak. So if one of these is on the battlefield and the other one enters, it doesn't matter which order, because either the Denizen will trigger when Oak enters second, or Oak will evolve when Denizen enters second. You get a +1/+1 counter on the Oak, and then that makes a Squirrel token, and then you trigger the Denizen, target the Oak, and that makes a Squirrel token, and you just make as many squirrels as you want. So you have this other way of just winning the game of going infinite. That you can set up with Eldritch Evolution and Quarter Calling. So a cool aspect of the deck. Ignoble Hierarch has helped the deck's mana quite a bit. Yeah. And also accentuates the aggro plan. Exalted, always underrated. So
no, honestly, that combo is nuts. It really is. Like, whew. Thank you. I'll see y'all later. Okay, have a great day.
Open mic night at the Apollo.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I love that Modern Horizon 2 has brought like a 14th pick common from random sets to like every deck. Like Daredevil, the 4/2. You got this bad evolved creature that, I didn't play in my green sealed when I was playing Modern Horizon 2 the other day. Like, just some really bad cards are being brought to light with some weird interactions,
Scurry Oak is the new card, the evolved creature. Ivy Lane Denizen is the old card. And you did play that card unlimited, because you just pumped your team.
No, I was talking Scurry Oak. I played a sealed, and I was like, I cut this card. I was like, this card's not that great, but
yeah, it doesn't seem great.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you want to go first, I assume?
I will go first.
Okay. By the way, everyone, anyone who's looking at my deck, it's one of the most gorgeous pieces of cardboard I've ever seen in my entire life. There's so many beautiful foils and modded out cards that y'all are going to be impressed. Turns out SCG has some really cool cards. Who would have guessed?
How likely is it that 3 Strungaroo wins a game of Modern? Strungaroo Geist? Strungaroo Geist?
A Strangaroo, guys.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 6. That's 18 on turn 5. I mean, it's not the worst, but I think I can do better.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think you lose to this hand with that, but I could be wrong. I legitimately could be wrong. I'm not a positive, but... Oh, too good. I'm going to keep my hand, though. I think this is pretty good.
My hand was 3 lands, 3 Geists, and a Messenger that... I only had 1 black source. I needed either Twilight Mire or Urborg to cast.
The old Strangleroot Geist Messenger mana base is just...
Hey, they get to play an Urborg and a Yavimaya.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's
appreciate
true.
both of them. A bunch of Twilight Mires.
Oh my god, my prismatic endings are going to be ridiculous. Access to 5 colors now. If you play both of those, thank you very much.
Yeah, you already have Treasures from Ragavan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but you got Young Wolf. My monkeys are not going to go as ape. No, never mind.
I thought better of completing that, did you?
I'll see myself out of that joke.
Okay, this is not a great hand, but it's definitely a keep.
Okay.
And yeah, I think we'll be putting that one back.
You just putting it on top? Is that how magic works?
I'm cracking a fetch, so
Okay.
I'm just letting go.
Okay. Just putting it on top. What is this?
Yeah, because I knew I was sacrificing a fetch land.
Okay, whatever. I have the Strand that's flooded, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, now we're going to team tap them.
Ross is really just hoping you weren't paying attention.
I didn't even want to draw it.
Actually,
it's an extra land.
I'm thinking here if just in case I draw another one of these lands, I better just play this one. Okay, pass to you.
Okay, I've got a Blooming Marsh and a Wall of Roots.
Wall of Roots,
Try
okay.
to bolt that one, jerk.
I'm not gonna.
You're up.
I'm gonna crack. I'm gonna go to 17. I'm gonna play the Hollowed Fountain. And I'm just going to prismatic ending this. It's really important that you have a lot of green mana, so I think I want to just get rid of that. Pass to you.
Nurturing Peatland.
Okay.
Sacrifice it.
Oh!
You can go.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't that important for you to get land, I guess, huh? I'm going to play this, and then I got a Stone Forge. And I think I am just going to get... I have 3 choices in this deck. The Sword of Feast and Famine is what I truly want to get. But I'm going to start with... My life total doesn't really matter, so I think I'm going to start with the Cauldron Complete.
Okay. I've got Twilight Mire and another wall.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to go with... a... pass to you.
Let's put a counter on the wall.
Okay.
And play Hapatra.
I forgot what this does. Deals combat damage to a player. You may put a... whatever. You put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature. Okay. That resolves.
I'll pass the turn.
End step. I will lightning bolt.
I will cord for 2 in response.
I will force that. On tap. I'm going to play a Misty.
4 in hand.
4 in hand, yep. And I'm going to play Stoneforge Mystic. I get Sword. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get this, take 3.
So you're at 14.
Yep. And then I'll pass to you. $14, $20, right?
14,
Or you
19.
cracked something? Okay.
Correct, fetch on turn 1.
14, 19. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure what you were going to cord for 2 for, but regardless, it probably wasn't going to be good.
Eldritch Evolution the wall.
So that can get a 4-drop.
Yes.
I will counter it.
Got 1 wall left in my deck. I'm at 19.
Is wall that key of a card? I mean, it is definitely important, I imagine.
Well, it's key because of my hand.
Ah, gotcha.
I think I am just very dead. It's not a ton I could do this game. My hand's a little bit slow.
Yeah, I had a lot of answers.
Yeah. Very good mix of stuff from Corey's side, whereas my mix was very awkward. I had a bunch of tutors early and just the 1 creature, and you had the prismatic ending.
And I will say, your turn 3 was less than desirable for that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my hand was 3 tutors and a pile of land. So.
Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. Are you done?
I'm still thinking which card I can afford to lose. Think I'm going to end up losing both. Yeah, just play a hierarchy.
Okay.
Go.
1 tap. No extra land to be doing the busted stuff, but still fine, of course. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I will pay an equip attack.
I'll go to 16.
16 on tap, and what is it?
Oh, another Eldritch Evolution.
Okay, and then pass to you.
That's why I was thinking about playing towards wall. If I keep both and discard hierarchy, I can draw a wall and cast wall plus evolution in 1 turn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's only 1 wall left in the deck.
Makes sense.
Yeah, lose 2.
Lose to a... Okay.
You're 12.
Yep.
That's the turn.
All right, end step. I'll put this into play.
Yep.
Get a Jeremy Germ. And that's all I want to do. All right. Ending that for 3. I will play a Stoneforge, go get the last equipment, then attack.
I'm just dead.
Okay, yeah, I guess I just leave that open. Not bad, not bad. For a little counter spell to go. All right. Not bad.
Yeah, if I had had something to do on turn 3 to keep the pressure up or something, maybe it leads somewhere
Yeah.
good. Because then maybe you don't have a window to get both Stoneforges down. You got to hold up counter spells.
And I drew quite well. I kept a 4-lander with Mystic, Bolt, Prismatic Ending. A good hand, don't get me wrong, but like drew into Force, then Charm, when I was pursuing, and then just into another ending. So I drew quite well. All right. Rob, you got a question at all?
Not really right now.
Okay. Queue's open if you want to get any last-minute questions in. I just want to draw one of these absolutely stunning Ragavans. Oh, yeah. Really not that good in this matchup. They really aren't. You have walls, you have young wolves. If I'm on the play, maybe I can sneak in one activation, but they're not great.
We had one actually come in. So how do you feel you compare Prismatic Ending to Path to Exile in the meta right now?
I think it's incredibly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. Like, I mean, being able to kill a Ragavan on turn 1 or Amulet is just amazing. Yeah,
the key is that you need your 1-mana removal to be answering those 1-mana creatures. Even before Ragavan was printed, it was the Prowess creatures because Prowess was so popular. Now it's Ragavan and Dragon's Rage Channeler added to the mix. And then there's Amulet, there's Aether Vial in those matchups. So.
There's Stoneforge Mystic, there's 1-mana kill a construct. You can still kill Dryad without giving them a very important land. I think it's incredible. It has to be in the right shell, of course. Mono white, it's not great. It's not great in your Squadron Hawk mono white deck.
I've seen it in mono white decks.
Yeah, I believe it. I honestly believe it. You still kill constructs and 1-drops, but not ideal. But I think it's much better. And that's even why you see I pass. They're on the board. I think especially in this deck, it's just better.
I will keep my hand.
Yeah, I guess me too.
Let's lead on 4th, Noble Hierarch. Ignoble Hierarch.
Yeah, get it right. So was that a good draw? Probably. I'll sack this for a Hollowed Fountain. I will not Path to Exile this. I will Prismatic Ending it.
You're at 17?
Yep, pass to you.
Drew Blooming Marsh, which isn't bad.
Okay.
And I'll play Wall Roots.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I'm going to go get a Sword of Feast and Famine, and I'll pass to you.
I'll play a Swamp, put a counter on the wall, play Ivy Lane Denizen.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
It's like at least you don't have the other creature yet. Oh, I guess you can. You couldn't have cast it. Why did you have... Oh, it is a 4-drop. I'm sorry. I'm stupid.
The other one's a 3-drop.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going to do this now. I will bolt that. Pass to you.
It's like, oh, you didn't bolt my Hierarch. You must not have a bolt.
Yeah.
I had one on top.
I did regret it immediately drawing the bolt. I was like, ooh, I could have prismatic ending this and bolted the other creature. But you gave me a pretty nice 4-mana target to trade up with bolt.
Okay. I will add a counter and play a Strangeroot Geist.
Yep.
Attack for 2.
Yep.
You go to 15.
15.
And I'll play an Urborg and a Drawless Messenger.
You have 1 card?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
You go to 13.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
And step up, put in a sword.
Yep.
I will Crack for a basic. Go to 12. Blue would be fine. Only because that's my only basic. I will go with an equip. Shocker. Stoneforge. Get Batterskull. Attack.
I will go to 17.
Untap my lands, and I believe it's your go.
Attack for 5.
I will take it. Down to 7.
You're up.
Okay.
A nice curve out this game. Just didn't find.
Yeah, you want to head to sideboarding? Want to get one sideboard game in there, bud? I think you're dead.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just with the combination of Batterskull holding off your creatures, and still being able, like I flash in Batterskull.
Yeah.
I can even float 2 and like Charm or something, but then just no matter what, I'm going to counter whatever you play. All right, so we are a little tight on time. We're doing all right, but we want to see what we got in the sideboard for each of these decks. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back for our final game here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Yawgmoth Combo and Jeskai Stoneblade. On my side, still unsure as to what the last card I want to cut is.
Same.
I know I want Veil of Summer against heavy counter spells. I know I want some disenchant effects, mostly to deal with Sword, but also now to deal with Rest in Peace.
Okay.
So I got one tutorable, one in Rex Sage, and then a Force of Vigor. I think I want the Thoughtseize because it's also good against counter spells. And I know I don't want the combo here against Heavy Disruption.
Yeah.
Essence Warden is not necessary at all. I think I can pretty easily trim on Undying creatures, and Young Wolf is the one that doesn't sacrifice to Eldritch Evolution to find Yawgmoth. So I think that's the one I want to trim. I could trim like another Strangaroot Geist or a Dross Messenger. I don't think I want to trim mana creatures, but like I could cut the one Gilded Goose. This one you get when you're low on life and you need a little bit of life to like restart the combo, and it's also kind of a mana creature.
I would cut that. That seems bad.
But yeah, like I just don't find myself, I think, thinking that I'm ever going to need, or even if I'm in a situation where I'm going to need to tutor for one of these, that I'm going to be able to.
Yeah. No, I think when you combo by miles. It's not like, oh, you're just itching out a combo with some life gain from the Goose. Like, and the one-time effect, like if you go Blooming Marsh and then turn 2, you go Juroth's Messenger, but you got to use a food, and then you can't Yawgmoth or something. That seems way worse. So
Yeah, so I'll just cut all the tutor targets and trim a Young Wolf.
Yeah, makes sense. So from my end, Ragavan, especially on the draw for our final game, is not very good against this specific creature deck. There's creature decks where it's still good, where you are, I don't know a specific example, but I've left it in against creature decks on the draw where my removal is just actually good. Like any kind of Aether Vial deck, Ragavan is still completely fine because they don't have a ton of threats and they have a lot more answers and stuff. So if they're still pointing answers at this, it's okay. But even on the play, I would probably still leave in Ragavan against you. I think this is a very heavy play draw card in creature matchups specifically, and then it's an auto include in most matchups no matter what, because it's just incredible. But
yeah, especially now that you have prismatic ending, so no matter what they put on the battlefield
and just look how pretty they are. These are sweet. But yeah, I suppose I should explain what I'm doing. And then taking out one Cryptic Command. I was debating the Cauldra Complete as well, but you brought up a good point that if you just deal with my sword and my Batterskull, it's a little tough for me to win the game. I can still win with Jace and Teferi and stuff, but that gets a little trickier. Bringing in Subtlety as a great free answer to Yawgmoth, if you cast it, I guess. And then Path being another good removal, and then Rest in Peace stops the combo, so it seems kind of like a no-brainer there. And we'll give it a shot. All right, you got a question at all, Rob, for our final game?
I did. So, of the Stoneblade variants we've seen, what is your favorite now, and do you think that will stay that way, or do you think it is a metagame decision, or how do you see that moving forward?
It's this, and it's not even close. I don't even think it's remotely close, to be honest. I think it's unbelievable. Pairing it with Ragavan and pairing it with Lightning Bolt is the biggest thing. Lightning Bolt and Ragavan work really well together. And then just having Prismatic Ending is very excellent. And then you get the blue Planeswalkers with blue counter spells. So the combination just makes a ton of sense to me. We saw the Esper Stoneblade list at the beginning, and you had trouble if you didn't have Stoneforge on like putting on pressure, right? You know, I mean, it's of course you had a very different deck, but to me, it seems like red and white are the best pairing because Ragavan is, you know, one of the best one drops we've ever seen in our entire existence in Magic. And then I think you really want counter spells for turns 3 and up for when Mystic has found something that you want to put into play, where you get to react, either get to counter or put in Batterskull, put in Cauldron Complete or whatever. And then having the longevity for Jace and Teferi to keep these engines going, and Jace to shuffle away late game Regavans, late game swords that you draw that you don't want to have to. I think it's a no-brainer for Jeskai, personally.
It's the most well-rounded for sure. It has efficient removal. It has versatile removal with Prismatic Ending. It has very cheap, efficient threats, but it also generates a lot of card advantage with Ragavan connecting, Stoneforge Mystic drawing an extra card, and then the Planeswalkers at the top end. So you can win games quickly. You can punish people for stumbling. You can win very long games and attrition them out. You're not going to fall behind against creature combo and even spell-based combo with Force of Negation and counter spell. So really just the most well-rounded deck in terms of the efficiency and versatility of its threat base and its spell base.
Yep, and I think it has to be paired with white-blue for Stoneforge to be at its best. And so I'd rank it Jeskai, Bant, Dimir. Or I mean Esper. As far as my ranking, I think Bant can be fine. A Bant Snow with Quaddles, you know, maybe Noble Hierarchs. I don't know. Maybe that's not that great, but I think Bant's okay.
I saw Spike playing around with the Bant list with Stoneforge Mystic and Toski, and it was more creature-oriented, had mana creatures in it.
Maybe you do Shardless Agent or something, but you don't want to do that with a lot of counter spells. So I think Bant has a better chance to be good than Esper does, personally, but yeah, that's my ranking, and I'm sticking to it. All right, you are on the play.
And I will keep my hand.
Yep, I'll keep.
Yavimaya Young Wolf.
Oh, so young.
You're up.
I will play a Triumph past you. I love the one Triumph in this list to search up. Not the best in your opener, but whatever.
Okay, we'll play a Verdant Catacombs, tap it for green with the Yavimaya. Play a Wall of Roots, use it for green, play an Ignoble, and attack for 2 with Young Wolf.
Okay, that's pretty good.
You're at 18.
Yep.
You can go.
I'm afraid of this draw. And you're still at 20. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I'm going to play a Canal. And pretty tricky. I am just going to pass to you. Very unsure of what to do. Had a decent amount of options, none of which are pretty good.
I will play a Strangerootgeist.
Yep.
I will play an Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
Attack with Geist.
Beginning of combat, I'm going to stop you.
We're getting a Hierarch bolted.
That is what I'm considering. And yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Attack for 3.
All right. 15.
You can go. aggro plan has been engaged.
It has definitely been engaged. I don't like it.
That's what you got to do with these creature combo decks, especially against reactive decks with counter spells. You got to make them blink first.
Yeah. It seems like a solid plan.
Without a force negation, it's hard for Corey to even tap out here for Stoneforge Mystic if he has it.
Yep. Let's go with a Canal, and I'll pass to you.
Declare attacks.
Sure.
Attack with Geist.
No blocks.
Take 3, go to 12.
12.
You have how many in hand?
I have 6.
Crack Verdant, go to 19.
Okay.
Can easily just get a basic here.
Yeah, your basic is a duel.
Yeah. And most of the time, creature combo decks aren't that worried about their life total, but this one actually is.
Yeah.
Of how the combo works.
Yep,
So
yep.
get a swamp, go to 19, and I'll just jam this Yawgmoth into an obvious counterspell.
Yep. I'll charm it.
Yeah. Didn't want Corey to just be able to draw 2 with Archmage's Charm. It's one of the really nice things about that card is you can't really play around it like you normally do with counterspells and just wait and have them waste their mana because you can play Charm proactively.
Yep, true that. All right, I'm gonna play a Misty. Play Stoneforge.
Yep.
I'll get Sword and I'll pass to you.
Cards in hand?
I believe I have 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Five, 5, 5.
Eldritch Evolution, the Geist, Undying trigger.
So you can get a 4-drop, huh? Do. So, if I have a piece of removal, I can't wait for Yawgmoth to come into play because then you can just win the game. You need 2 Undying creatures to make it work. So if I want to interact, I think I am forced to do it now. And I I have a path. I think I just have to path Young Wolf. Because if I pass Strangleroot Geist, you know, then you have 2 Undying triggers. You can pay a life, sack this, put a 1/1 counter on that. I actually don't know what's best. If I hit this, you're paying a life, sacking a creature, putting a -1/1 counter on this. So you can do that a couple of times. I don't know, Ross. Help. What am I supposed to hit?
I think you should hit the Young Wolf.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Puts
so.
their life total under more pressure, but it's
Yeah.
better for me to start with.
Yeah.
So it's only a question of whether you think you can afford to take the damage from the Geist attack.
Yeah, I think I can. I have to take 3 here, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is awkward. You have to take 3 to cast the path.
Very awkward.
Because then I'm going to attack you for 4. You'll go to 5.
Yep.
So it's 2 extra damage at the cost of a card.
Yep.
And I think you can take 2 damage to deny me a card.
Yep, I think so as well. So I'll do that.
I will get the other swamp, of course, since I've got Maya.
And if I didn't do that, I just die here, right? Like you just get to with Young Wolf and that.
You wouldn't die, but I would draw a lot of cards, and eventually I had enough mana to find untapped land and then cord for 2.
Yeah,
and that finds as long as I find a cord. Oh, do I only have 1 swamp? For some reason, I thought this deck had 2 and 2. Might have changed the mana base. Whatever. I'll just get forest.
Yep.
Not that big of a deal.
Maybe get your Yawgmoth as well.
Yeah, then the Eldritch Evolution resolves, of course.
Yep.
So, where are you, Yogs?
Yogsters.
Then I will attack for 4.
Okay, I'll take it.
Brings you to 5.
Down to 5.
Then, now the fun begins.
Let the fun begin. Yeah, I had the force, but did not have a blue card. So close to blowing you out.
I just assumed you had Counterspell.
Yep.
Certainly what you were representing.
No, I just had the charm and the force, and it was awkward because I didn't want to pitch force and tap out for Stoneforge the whole game, but maybe I should have been more aggressive about it. I'm not sure.
So I am going to start by playing this Colony Garden and getting a plant.
Okay.
I'm going to sacrifice that plant to put a -1/-1 counter on Strangeroot Geist.
Yep.
So that brings me to 18.
Yep. Draw a card.
Then I will sacrifice the Geist to put a counter on Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay, well, I'm dead. Yeah, I forgot you can kill my Stoneforge.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to end up throwing away my Wall Roots, making a green to draw 2 more cards.
Yeah. I guess I just had to leave up force, but then if you just play Yawgmoth, if I would have drawn Cryptic 1 turn earlier instead of drawing second Stoneforge last turn, I get to play Stoneforge Force, and then I lock you out of this game, basically. But yeah.
I'm going to end up drawing 3 cards and killing your Stoneforge Mystic and saying go.
All right. You win a game. But oh my God, monumental! I beat Yawgmoth for the first time. Yay!
This is a historic day on Versus Live. It should be a holiday every day.
This should be a holiday. On the first day of Yawgmoth, my true love gave to me 1 and 6. I'll see myself.
Yeah, that trailed off real hard there.
That did, yeah. I was trying to think of 1 and 6.
Bad, and you're a normal, obviously bad. It was just actively bad.
That was just bad?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Most of your jokes are bad because they're obvious and low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
that wasn't even fruit.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
That was a potato.
You don't.
Yeah, that was a potato.
That was a potato. Yeah, you don't hit a home run unless you swing, and I swing a lot though. So I mean, I have that going for me. I'm not afraid.
You're the Adam Dunn of pun makers.
Yeah. Did I just pull a Ben Simmons? Is that what you're saying? I just really lost it.
Adam Dunn used to hit a lot of home runs and strike out a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
that's
one of my favorite Reds players.
Yeah.
The 3 true outcomes. That nobody wants players that put the ball in play anymore. It's either you strike out or you hit a home run. Nobody
puts the fans in the seats, I like it. I like it.
The long ball.
All right. Well, we're about out of time. Any big takeaways from the day? I know this wasn't your day, but any deck that really looked good yeah, I mean, holy crap. That round 2, you drew so bad. You drew so bad. It was unreal.
Yeah, the Isn't Prowess deck still looked fine.
Still looks good.
Just bad draws at the end of game 3 there.
Yeah.
The Esper Stoneblade deck, I agree, is just too clunky. When you... I think that deck, if you draw really well, it looks insane because you're Grief Ephemerating on 1, Stoneforge on 2, and you're off to the races. But it has the draws very quickly drop off. Its B+ draws are way worse than other decks' B+ draws.
Oh yeah.
And that's a problem. So there's so much efficiency right now in Modern with the addition of Ragavan and Dragon's Rage Channeler and Prismatic Ending and other cheap cards even. Asmore as another good 1-mana spell.
Yep.
That the format is really now degenerating. It's gotten so much more powerful than it was 3-4 years ago, and you need to keep up. You cannot be clunky in Modern in the least. You have to be able to do things that are very powerful, and you have to be able to do them quickly.
Yeah.
Even if even if it's not combo decks that are killing you, and there are some combo decks. There's a Colossus Hammer that can kill you on turn 2, turn 3, and some other combo around.
Yeah, Breach can kill on turn 2.
Yeah, things like that. But even against the Asmore decks, against Ragavan, against Prowess, like if you are not interacting quickly or doing your own thing that is also very powerful on the first 2 to 3 turns of the game, you are dying.
Yeah, it really reminds me of kind of how Modern was with, like way back, where it was like, it was just such a degenerate format. People were dying. Like Infect was really big. What was this even before like KCI, right? There was that period where Modern was just degenerate, fast combo decks. It feels like we're getting back to that spot, except the interaction is so good that you can also play a somewhat interactive deck as long as it's proactive. So like the answers have become better. The threats have for sure gotten better. But I think that's healthy and I think that's fun. You gotta learn when your opponent can kind of kill you. You gotta learn what you have to play around. You have to learn what's important to deal with. But still, some people wouldn't like this Modern format being this fast, right? That you just die so fast, that Amulet can kill you so quick, but I think it's good when we have this many good answers. You can still stop that stuff from happening.
And the game, you're not literally dying most of the time on turn 2 and 3. Really, almost never on 2.
Still probably a turn 4 format on average or something. But
there's a lot of games where both players maintain parity on the first 3 turns, and then it goes 10 turns beyond that.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why the Jeskai deck looks so good, is because I think it has the flexibility to play well in both stages of the game and play really well at sort of an elite level relative to the rest of the metagame. There's just so much good, efficient stuff going on. And I think that's an underrated aspect of what these Modern Horizons sets, both of them, because the same thing happened with the first one, have done to the format. With Modern Horizons 1, we all got distracted because of the power of Hogak. And we never got to see or test what my theory was going to be after Hogak went away, because the looting went away with it. But I don't think if they had just banned actual Hogak, right, I don't think we would have seen a return to Is It Phoenix being great in Modern, because the issue that deck has faced since the Modern Horizons is that the format is efficient enough that spending your first 2 turns playing cantrips is not a tenable way of playing the game. And so you've seen a decline in cantrips all over the metagame. Those like Ops, Serum Visions, it's one of the reasons Grixis Shadow got a lot worse.
Bobble's the only cantrip these days,
because it costs 0. So like you get a little bit of card selection with fetch lands, but the fact that it costs 0, obviously the synergy with Luris is playing into that as well. But it really, a lot of it is that this is the 0 mana cantrip, and you just cannot afford to spend that time spinning your wheels and filtering through your deck, because what other people are doing are casting Ragavan on turn 1, and when you play Serum Visions, it looks egregious. Sure, you get to leave a land on top for them, but they're getting an extra treasure. You're just falling too far behind. So that's the takeaway I have, is this format is getting ruthlessly efficient. And the decks that you see at the top are decks that are either have an incredible engine like Amulet Titan and the Asmore decks, or they are the fair decks that have found the best way of combining the most efficient but powerful sources of disruption available in the format. And that's what this Jeskai deck is doing. To a certain extent, like the Prowess decks have reasonable disruption out of red, but they're the aggro deck of the format. And that what we haven't really seen is what do the control decks of the format look like. We've seen a little bit with Brainstone and Terminus.
I think my second deck is what the control decks look like these days. The Asmore, Dimir. It's a
controlling version of that engine.
I honestly think the control decks look like that, and they look like this these days.
I wouldn't count this as it. This is what I would. This is like the Jund of the format. This is the mid range.
And I mean that's fair. It is weird to play a 1-drop creature and consider yourself a control deck. But this is the Jund. And honestly, all these last 4 decks we played, I think we memed a little bit in our first match. I wouldn't advise anybody to play those decks in a tournament. But any of these last 4 decks, I think they're all great. And I think the top dog is probably Amulet, or one of these 4. I think it's very popular. And then like the other deck in the conversation is like Jerry T's Golgari Food. I think that deck's really good as well. But I think these are the best decks, these last 4 that we played plus Amulet, and and they're all insane. They're all great decks.
And there's a good range of things that's represented. We have big mana, we have aggressive decks, we have mid-range decks. I'm still waiting to see the hard control deck, but I know Spike has been playing with little Bant Miracles.
Okay.
It's a cool deck. It's not Bant for Ice Fang Quaddle.
Yeah.
It's Bant for
With
Bring to Light.
Stone and stuff, right?
Brainstorm,
Yeah.
But it's Bring to Light, Mishra's Bauble, and Luris as a companion. So not playing Jace, not playing Teferi.
Wait, are you saying Aspiring Spike is using Luris in a deck? That's crazy to me. I feel like that's how all of his decks start. 1 Luris, 4 Bauble, and then think, you know?
So a cool little deck there. I think that the Terminus is really, really good right now. And Brainstone Terminus is obviously a nice bit of synergy. So that could be a way that the control decks are able to compete with the ruthless efficiency of the rest of the format. But that's sort of what I'm waiting on. You know, the control decks always come later in the game. We're now
you
seeing
have to know what to play against first.
We're now really seeing that metagame form. We know what the top decks are. You just said them. So now I think we're going to see people have better attempts at building control decks in Modern. And that's kind of the last piece of the puzzle.
And honestly, I think it's still, you know, like we're seeing new decks pop up all the time. You know, so I don't think we've found our final decks yet. You know, like I think there still could be a better food version. You know, there could be some other stuff pops up. But I really like ending the show with this way. What would you play after everything we've been learning in an event if you had one tomorrow?
I think the Jeskai Stoneblade deck is really, really good. I'm less inclined to play the food decks as good as they are because there are some good sideboard cards people have against you now. All the artifact and enchantment removal, the Stony Silences. If you're leaning more to the graveyard, people have a good amount of graveyard hate right now.
Yep.
So I'm trying to avoid decks that are leaning towards those things.
I think I agree.
You know,
the nice thing is you just have Urza Saga. When people try to go for your graveyard, like in that Dimir deck, you're just like, okay, Saga you know, like... So it's not a foolproof plan, but I do agree with you. Yeah,
it's more about shutting down the food engine, and I think when people do that, then you're vulnerable to creatures, to aggression, because Asmar is your almost like 80% of your way of interacting with creatures in almost any of those lists.
Yeah.
So that's what scares me. Maybe my fears are unfounded, but to me, this Jeskai deck and similar decks, I think that the Izzet versions, I don't like Delver, but Izzet versions that play, I think there's ones that splash white for Laris because of the Spike Strike. But like Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ragavan, Sprite Dragon.
Yeah.
You know, either your Laris deck or your Murktide region at the top end of the curve and good counter spells.
Iteration, stuff like that.
Iteration. Those are a little bit more aggressive, so that they'd be a little bit more my speed. But to me, they're comparable.
Yeah.
I think the Stoneblade deck is a little bit more controlling, a little bit more powerful. If that's
and
what
it's
you want to
so
go for.
fun.
Yeah,
it's so fun. And we didn't even do any monkey shenanigans too. You know, it's so good.
So those decks, I think, rival the power of the synergy-driven food decks, which are also very good, while not opening themselves up to common sideboard hate, which I like. Though I'm also a pretty big fan of Amulet. You know, I've played it quite a bit. So that would be a strong consideration for me as well.
Yep. And to answer mine, for me, it's Jeskai Blade at the top, and then number 2 and 3 are tied with. I haven't played enough with the Dimir Asmore deck, but I'm very interested in it. A lot of people have been having a lot of success with it since Kane top 8'd it with it this weekend, and even after just playing it there, I realized even after 3 games that the opener I kept on the first game is just something you can't keep. The upside on the deck is so strong that mulliganing those close ones is something you want to do. And then Amulet as the other one. And speaking of, if we think Amulet's the best, maybe we think Jeskai Monkey Blade is the best, you know, after playing it after this week. But Thursday's show is actually just going to be an Amulet Titan Gauntlet. Pretty excited to test it. You know, just really try it against 3 very good decks across 3 different kind of genres of decks, if you will, and just see how good it is. And I'm going to be giving a shot piloting this Amulet deck, even though you're mostly the Amulet deck. We got to get out of our comfort zone a little bit and give it a shot.
That should be a great show.
Yeah.
I really like the point you had about the learning that the upside of the deck was high enough that you should have mulliganed that hand with the Dimir food deck. I think that's a symptom of the format degenerating with so many good, efficient cards.
Yeah.
Is that those early turns matter so much that you have to mulligan more aggressively.
Yeah.
It has been true in Modern in the past, but that's usually been true because you're digging for like hate cards against all the linear decks people played. You know, I think you wanted to mulligan less in Modern recently as the format got more fair.
Yeah.
But now it's fair in a way where you just can't fall behind on the first 3 turns, and desperately need to stay at parity there, and you can give up a card in order to ensure that. So
exactly, especially when that deck has a lot of redundant stuff. Like you draw 2 Daredevil, you're like, that's an easy pitch to the bottom. You draw 2 Cookbooks, that's an easy pitch. 2 Emerys, that has a lot of things where you're like, I don't mind. It's like a Stoneforge deck. You're like, I don't want this sword. And it's like Dredge, I don't want this Narcomoeba.
Once you assemble the engine, you're going to run away with permanents. That deck has some laughable board states.
It really did. Even that game, too, was nice. You had no chance to win that game. So, all right, really fun show, y'all. Let's have Rob thank some subs, some spuds. I'm the potato. You're not the potato. That's right. Let's thank some subs. We're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to head out.
All right, we got a few subs today. Crispy724 for 10 months. The Oratog, Funny Streamer Lad, and Mo Baby for 3 months. Thank you to all those subs and all of our other subs.
Funny Streamer Lad. I like it.
Well, thank you for that support. And if you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. As well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
And can you believe it? It's preview season, but not for Modern Horizon 2 anymore. We're already on to our next pre-order section, which is the Dungeon & Dragon Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. The next set that's coming out, I think this is one of the more hype sets in a long time. People love D&D. A lot of people that are talking to me that know I play Magic just hear about this set, and they're like, dude, I can't wait for this set. I was like, do you even play Magic? He goes, no, but I love D&D, I'm
actually hyped for this set, but it's for exactly one reason.
Why?
It's because I really, really hope that party decks are going to be good in Standard finally. Every previous season,
every time,
I tried 2 party decks, and we got close the last time. We were doing some good things.
Yeah.
We don't need that much more.
Yeah, no kidding. And literally a set that is all about combining your party. I think you're going to get your Iona of the whatever priest to be able to actually be a good card. So if you want to just jump on top of this and get some pre-orders for the sealed product, SCG is already making it available. So you can go to starcitygames.com/previews to pre-order the next Dungeon & Dragon Magic the Gathering set.
Yep. And if you need a little extra cash to get those pre-orders in, keep in mind that Star City Games is always buying cards, and the process has never been easier because there are so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them do the work for you. You can make an appointment to come into the store and handle your business in person. And if your collection is big enough, you can make that an appointment to have Star City Games come to you. And do always remember that if you're trading in cards and taking store credit back, you will get a 30% bonus on that trade-in.
Absolutely. And if you want to turn that store credit back into some cards, we have the sale going on this week. And this sale is 50% off select products. Sounds like a nice mystery sale there. If you want some more details on that, go to starcitygames.com/sale to get some information. And remember, that sale does end Monday at 10:59, and then we start a new one. So might as well check it out this week.
Yep. And last but not least, we would like to thank our sponsor, Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there.
Absolutely. And last but not least, you already did buy your cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that'll do it for this. For Thursday's show, looking forward, we are going to do that Amulet Titan Gauntlet. I'm pretty excited to test it out. I've been watching Canister play it a lot. I played a league with it, so I somewhat know how to play it. I might need a little bit of your advice, but I want to see.
Corey all the wrong plays. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
So now you get Boris Garrison and Sunhome, and then you untap them and you return the Boris Garrison. And then you pass the turn because you have nothing.
Joke's on you. That's not in the list because Canister plays the other one. So we're going to try that out. So, I should know that he's not going to give me good advice after the good old sweep today.
Now you find Colony Garden.
Yeah.
Ross, you have a sort of Feast of Famine play. Now you find Colony Garden. Radiant Fountain.
So that's going to be Thursday's show. We're really excited for that. That will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time as always. Once again, thank you so much for watching, everybody. So for Ross Merriam, I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you then.